without further ado, so back exactly where we left off at the end of the fight. I left the map open like all week as well. I was just staring at my poor dead boy. You got to the end of following the toxic fog river to a big toxic fog lake, confronting the mad Mordok Myconid, and later having him. Actually, no, you released him, didn't you? Releasing some mutation. A few of you had a few thoughts, feelings about who this might have been, recognizing certain voices potentially, or mannerisms, or bits of the being, but it being an abomination, the likes of which you have never seen before. Mordok being slain, as well as this beast. All whilst Zaga really was just like an old lady looking to make that little jump across the road. She just couldn't... Just a 15-foot jump. Just make the jump. Didn't make the jump. Stayed at the back. And I'm assuming that's what the script's about. As you all did survive, you were slain, and you were left with a few puzzles where we ended. One, the elemental that was released from the stone turned on you after the beast was slain. It carried on its rampage and tried to attack the party. Von using his psionic powers to control the elemental, much like he did the first time that Zaga did that on purpose. So now has this beast under control. You have the two bodies, one of Mordok and one of this mutation, this abomination, laying half hanging in the fog itself. And the fog is still pumping out of what was a large hole that was behind the kind of rock that you had climbed where this creature had grown. But there is still the area to investigate, the bodies to investigate, the hole to try and cover. You had got the rock elemental, and he can dig up and pull some rocks out to help. But this is a huge covering, a huge hole that is just slowly kind of pumping this fog up into this lake area. So that was the scene. That's where we're coming back to. Did you want to go into your script now, Faywin?
No,
we'll wait for it to come up naturally. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I will ask for two things, please. One, Von Van, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Was this for using the psionic?
No, you already did that one.
Something different. Okay. That is an 18.
18. Nice. You have, just as you're all kind of, I suppose you'd all be looking at different areas. You know, you straight away locked onto trying to like fix this hole and controlling this elemental. And as you're watching this elemental pull rocks out and try to like work out how this hole might be filled, and so it's just kind of you on your own in your mind controlling this beast. As you are doing that and thinking about it, you kind of zone out the thoughts and the memories of that voice in your head, using your psionic powers. As you look down at your arm, the purple coloration now is all the way up past your elbow, like almost your entire arm is now the same color as this beast. As you look down at this abomination, your skin color is the same color as this on this one arm. You also, just watching the elemental work, thinking about the fight and how that's going on, you get just little snaps in your mind of almost like a paranoia. Like, why did that happen? Like, why did we put the elemental down and it turn on us? Like, why is that? Why is someone trying to catch us out? Like, why would that happen? Why were we led here and now this thing's happening? And you just, for a moment, slight thoughts as you look at each of the party members, each of the people that you've traveled here with, and there's something in your mind that is just like, maybe they're not here to help. And then you kind of snap yourself out of it. Zaga, can you also give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh, this will go well. 8.
Obviously a fail. You have seen this fight go on. You were delivered the parcel of the dust and held onto. And as you've been watching this fight out, trying to build up, like trying to get yourself in, think about whether you should be making the jump, making the way over, you kind kind of watch the end. You see the bodies fall. You see the rest of the party fall out. You see the stone elemental turn, and you again turning over the different thoughts that you would have about what's going on in the fight and how that went down, as you hear in your mind, and you bend over double in pain as a gurgling, a rumbling of your stomach goes on as you hear in your voice, "Come now, we're stronger than this. We shouldn't be sitting at the back. We should be using these people. I need you to be strong. I need you to feed." As you are racked with a hunger like you have not felt before. You are in control of your body, but it is like you've been starved, like you have been sick and not eaten for days. You know that's not the case, but as this voice rumbles through your body, you almost are like having to hold your stomach as you are looking around. You're starting to salivate. You catch yourself just looking up at the party members that are moving around, and a little bit of saliva, a little bit of a wetting of the mouth, not to be sick, but for hunger is there as you are away from the party. But say as the kind of battle fell and this was happening, this is in the immediate aftermath. The rest of you, what would you like to do?
Do I notice Saga kind of being a bit off?
Yeah, give me a perception check. He's far away, but yeah.
That's a nat 1,
No.
plus 4.
I think you probably were admiring your handiwork of all the different mushroom heads you kind of smashed along the way.
Wasn't I the hero of the story as well?
You might well have been
intentional.
Yeah.
I didn't get the last hit?
I think you did get the last. Oh yeah, you did because you got. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Because it wasn't even intentional.
Yep.
I did.
I meant more because you were healing the party as a cleric, but no worries.
Yeah,
I
you
did that
healed.
as well.
Let's not forget who gave him inspiration for that.
True. Or let's forget it, because Arthur definitely has forgot it, as he is reveling in being the hero again.
No. He's not going to comment on it.
Doesn't have to commit.
In his head, he's going to think he's the hero, but he's not going
You-
to say anything aloud.
I would say
Someone else to call him the hero.
give me a
I'm reading deception.
no, give me an insight check. No, give me a performance check.
Oh fuck! Insight would have been so much better.
No, but I think it's performance.
Well, I rolled a 16, and then I rolled again for performance, and I got a 5.
Oh, you rolled a 16 for the insight.
Yeah. Can
Cool.
I take that one?
We can take both. So for the insight, you are like,
Oh,
yes.
for the insight, I got 24.
Oh.
Because it's 16 plus 8.
You really feel like you were the hero here. That you played a good game. You kept people alive, and but you don't want to show off. It's a team. Like you work together as a team. Your 4 on a performance is whilst you're thinking that and believing that you are holding it in, the rest of you just see that Arthur is almost adopted superhero pose and the cape is billowing. As he's like, I'm just acting cool, as he's almost stood staring off. And the cape's always billowing, yeah. So as you look around, Arthur doesn't see Zaga and is also pulling off a superhero pose.
It's going to be really difficult when I get caught in a jet engine.
Write that down.
I feel like that film's like 20 years old now. That is an old reference.
The Invincibles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should check it. I knew the reference. Nice. So yeah, you do not see Faywin, Ottar.
Faywin's limping because she's really, really beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got her jaw clenched. And she goes over to Ottar to check that he's okay.
I'm pretty fucked, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. And then shoot a look towards Zaga and all of the mess around us. Because Zaga is so far away.
Yep.
Are we next to the body? The big body?
Yeah, you were kind of all where you finished. You all kind of finished yourself positioned around the body for the different control that's happened. So you are kind of all half circle. I don't think any of you were that close to each other. But with the earth elemental that has kind of walked off around the back, and Von had hopped over up onto the top of the rock, and yourself and Otto kind of flanking either side, and Zaga and Arta, sorry, just a little bit further towards Zaga. But if you,
I telepathically moved Faven, haven't I?
oh yeah, you did. Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Yep.
So I'd like to hobble over to the body.
Mm-hmm. if you do shoot a look towards Zaga, you will see that he is kind of almost leaning, looking like he's out of breath, which would be ironic considering he didn't move more than like 10 foot in the whole fight. But yeah, you can see he's like
Faye went even further. That she just thinks he's taking the mic at that point. Because he is so far back, she's going to look at the body first and
which
tell Otter to come
body?
back.
There's both the bodies are there.
Oh god, remind me. There was the case one and then the
There's
mushroom one.
Mordock.
There's Mordock, yeah, who was the Myconid, and then there's the actual abomination thing that had all the heads and the eyes.
I think I look at Mordock rather than the abomination because that kind of creeps me out.
What are you looking for?
If there's any sign of like a control device, if there's before when we saw the mind flayers where the cat scratched me and I fell in love with Arta, the things their brains had been eaten out the back. I appreciate it might be different from Myconid, or any sort of signs of control or mutation based on what I know of the Myconids.
Cool. So you can go with investigation or nature.
I'll go nature. That is a 23.
23. Nice. As you, kind of like, I would say you'd have to, he was quite tall, and so was the other one. They're both part in the fog, but it wouldn't take long for you to be able to pull them out a little bit to get a good look at the body. As you look, again, there's like the small mushroom cap head, what would be a face, but there's no features in there. As you look and observe the Myconid, you'd seen the Myconid before, many, many weeks ago, but also the ones that were healthy. This, you can see, looks to be like when a vegetable has been left for too long. There's soft parts, and out of the soft parts, there is like an acidic, like pus or goo that is coming out in certain areas. It doesn't look like a healthy plant if you were to judge this as a plant. As you kind of looking for other signs of there's signs of like that light rot, but the body itself is strong, and you can see there are these like deep dark purple roots that kind of run through. Imagine there's almost like a skeleton underneath this rot of this deeper, darker, stronger Myconid material that is more like a vine than it is a mushroom, which is odd to the body. It's almost wrapped in certain places, but there are no organs. Again, this, as you're looking at this, trying to judge it like you would have judged a body, it's more like you're actually just judging a plant. This just looks like a very sick plant that is clearly had some kind of virus attached onto it. There is non-Myconid material in and around this Myconid body. You also, as you're like moving the body around, find like it is almost like the long finger would snap off, and as you kind of feel like, oh shit, you've pulled off this like the brittle part of this Myconid of one of the hands. It looks almost straight like a wand in shape, the way it is there. But as you kind of jump and feel it off, you can feel that there is something magical, definitely about this part of the creature that you've accidentally like brittly snapped off.
I would like to non-accidentally cut a piece of him, and I'd like to apologise as I'm doing it really awkwardly, where there were the vines.
Yep.
So if there's any limb-like parts that have that vine.
Yep.
And wrap it up in some sort of handkerchief.
Yeah, nice.
Just don't want it touching my possessions.
Cool. As you cut, he's like, don't cut me. No, doesn't it? He did do that.
I do apologise as I'm doing it.
Yeah, you can. And this, and again, as you're looking at, you're judging this as a plant rather than as a person. So it's easy enough to like get snippings of, like peel away some of the rot and get some of that core
Some of the
vine.
rotty bit, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, just put down that you have a magic Myconid finger.
Wonderful.
Otter or Arta or Zaga or Von, anyone that wants to jump in, over to you.
I want to take not investigate, but just a quick glance at the abomination.
Yep, you look at it, it's there.
Does it bear any resemblance to the dead mind flayer I've seen? I've not seen a live one, but
That's a
In a
weird
sense, I
question.
just want to kind of.
Yeah, give.
I want to look at it, but then I want to kind of. Seeing as it's Von's expertise, I want to say.
Oh yeah, no. You can both roll checks on it. Just pick different ones for different things. So yeah, if you want to just roll a general investigation, and then
I'll go for Arcana then.
okay, yeah.
Fantastic! I rolled a 2 for a grand total of 6.
You are pretty au fait with these things. Let me.
I'm just
6.
too fucked to.
You're proper fucked. It is honestly strange. It looks. Would you even have any? I tell you what. With a 6, it looks like something very different. So this creature, I know with the model had like clothes and stuff, and this thing was like almost like butt naked, born out of this goo sack that was there. You can see that some of its areas look not misshapen, but like the wrong size. A bit like in some areas you'd be like, oh, the top half of the body is like bigger than the bottom half. It's like you put the wrong legs on the model. But when you're looking at it, it's so difficult to comprehend. You're looking at an alien creature. The nearest thing you had was a mind flayer, but this looks similar, but yet so different at the same time that it's just very difficult to even compare it to something. It had massive jaws and tentacles and but it was humongous in size, but then had all these instead of having just like normal tentacles, it also had eye stalks with individual eyes on that you can see. But the whole thing, it's a bit like you try to work it out and just think, fuck this, I'm too tired.
Would I assume, having seen it come out of that sack, there's essentially like a newborn as such, or grown?
Yeah, it was almost looked like it was birthed out of those sacks. I would say as you are kind of close, as you look up towards, you can see that there is, and actually around you can see there's remnants of some of these like dead and decaying bits of plant that just across the rocks. Some of them clearly were Myconid parts before. There was heads, and Arta smashed a load of these like almost half-living rock mushrooms. But you can see there is remnants of other sacks. You can see the way that what this thing came out of, how it exploded and fell down, and how it is drying now, looks very similar to a lot of the areas around the rock here. Almost like multiple things could have been birthed here at any one point. That's a good 6 roll.
Was.
Nice. Anybody else?
I want to go down and get a closer look. Having heard it sounding like Zarkul, I want to get a better look to see if there's any sort of resemblance of Zarkul on the creature. And I guess kind of try and use, while limited, my knowledge, similar sort of knowledge I used for Mind Flayer earlier, with the whole astral kind of thing, to see if there's any, if this sort of abomination kind of rings any bells as well.
Okay.
I don't really know what check to use for that.
I could be sold on many, so pick one and we'll work from there. General investigation would be, it's investigation or a skill check for something a bit more. But you could easily go Arcana for Druid. You could easily go Nature for the...
Yeah, I think I'll go Nature. I think. That is 17 on Nature.
17. It looks... You definitely felt like you heard Zarkul's voice, and you know that when you guys all, all dabble in some way, left or right with telepathy. You know the voices that when they come through, they don't come. Your voice comes through a bit like your own voice. It's not just like when you get spoken to in your head. It's the same voice. You can always determine. You can always work out who it is who is talking to you. You recognise the voices. So to hear the voice, you are sure that it sounded so like Zarkul, but you've never heard another Mind Flayer speak. So you there's that thing that's like leading you down the path to say it feels like it was, but as I look at this creature, there is nothing. There's nothing that when you look at that resembles this creature. It has. It almost the best way to describe it is it looks a bit like you know in that old Batman movie Venom when he like gets pumped up. It looks like the skin has bulged out here, and you kind of following on from what Otter had seen. You can see like the calves are small, but the thighs are really really large. The muscle sides are massive. The head itself is so strangely deformed. There is this long tongue that comes out that's not a tentacle. That is a tongue. You don't remember seeing a tongue on Zarkul's body when you had the dead body there, but there was these long tentacles that were the tentacles looked like Mind Flayer tentacles, the ones that came out the front. But then these eye stalks, like nothing you've seen before. They remind you of, what did we... Shit, I can't remember what we rolled in the caves. Remember when you were travelling with the floating
I rolled
pods?
high enough to know not to touch them, but I can't remember what it actually was.
The eyes, the main eye are on this creature. So again, like the Mind Flayer feature, it was almost like a Cyclops eye with then these additional eyes. When you look at that eye, it looks so much like those floating pods. And as you look at the different ones, it's almost like those floating gas pods almost looked like they were mimicking this thing, or this thing was mimicking them. Like there was something similar in there. Like there was a creature that was there. And the more you look at that and like play through, this looks like a splicing. This looks like parts of a creature. There are parts of Mind Flayer here, definitely. But there are parts of something that is not Mind Flayer. And the two have been combined.
Almost like similar in a way to when we interrupted the tiefling's transformation, where it was like kind of still half her, half Mind Flayer in a way.
Yes, that would be a very good memory to bring back. Like what happens when things are changing. There's a piece in that you could see. Yes, she was like half tiefling, half Mind Flayer, but this looks like Mind Flayer plus another creature that you don't know. So where you could clearly see the two parts that were in the tiefling which were changing, this you can see the Mind Flayer, and then you see something else that you can't pinpoint, but is not a natural, is not a like of this world creature.
Yeah.
So there's something weird going on. The multiple eye limbs and stuff, like there's lots when you're drawing together that's like, okay, this is a little bit like a lot of things we've seen, but never to this extent. Like you saw a goose with 7 heads, right?
Yeah.
This was a multiple limbed beast, bit like that, but very, very different to that.
How large is the creature?
It's large, so it is probably like 12 foot tall.
Okay.
So it would be like a Mind Flayer gaining, it would have been like Zarkul gaining an extra, he was pretty tall, but like an extra 3 or 4 foot.
I will turn around to the others and say that we should go back, get the Mind Flayers, and bring them here. They're not Mind Flayers, the Myconids. Bring them here. Bring the Mind Flayers here. Bring all the Mind Flayers.
Bring all the Mind Flayers. The fog is still running. So yeah, you know that hole, you need to try and find some way of clearing up that or closing that hole. I would say, Vaughn, you definitely had enough time looking at it. You can see that it's like a slow air pump, like a diffuser lamp, just like pumping constantly this fog in. And you feel pretty confident if you could find a way of closing this like 20-foot circle hole, that no more fog would be entering this chamber, and you'd hope that it would dissipate at some point. You know, you could also blow it away or burn it away to speed up. But if you can cover that hole, you'll be good. I don't know what spells you guys have as well, which is pretty much nil, right? Spell slots.
Not really. I got one spell slot, but I'm going to kind of use that for something else.
I have whole persons ready.
I will hold the fog.
Yeah, I only have low level stuff that will not be able to do anything with this.
I do have some left, but level 2.
You also are all pretty messed up, so the reminder of the rules, you won't be able to long rest here because there's toxic fog and you don't feel that safe, but you could short rest here. So you want to take an hour, roll some hit die to make sure that you get, I know some of you get special stuff back on the short rest, then you can also take a short rest just to bump yourself on some hit points. You feel in this moment, in the calm after like the storm, that you could probably get a short rest in at least, whilst you're either working out how to close the hole or needing to gain back some slots or wanting to do some investigation and stuff. Just a way of pulling yourself together and taking a rest. It would not be a bad idea to take a short rest.
I will take a short rest. I have this inkling in my head that it might be a sensible idea.
Just a reminder that you can take short rests to not run around with no HP and accidentally get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Earth Elemental for an hour anyway, haven't we?
Yeah. So you got from out. So yeah, if you want to come up with a plan for what they want, even if they're just pulling out rocks, whatever, you know that as he's tried, you've like been commanding him to pull stuff from the walls, that this is such a wide gap that it just wouldn't quite. You wouldn't be able to like lay them enough out. They would help, but not be the full.
We could try fill in the hole.
Sorry, may I ask a quick question? Because I got rid of the potion of vitality.
Yep.
Does that give you full on your hit dice?
It does give you full on your hit dice spell, which is another reason why you had it.
Okay, cool. So if I've got D10s, I would add...
You add 10.
Okay.
Zyga.
Yes.
You have... Yeah, you've seen a few of the guys move around, start looking at some of the bodies, making some stuff up. You've been racked with this like gut punch of a hunger inside you, salivating almost slightly, but you have control over your body. As you look up, I suppose, at the rest of the party, what would you like to do from here?
I want to look around and see if there's any food.
Nice. Roll an investigation.
Investigation is plus 12. That will be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see, like from where you are here, you see like the heads and limbs of some Myconid, but like just on the edge of the fog, you see what looks like the partially severed, partially like burnt away forearm and upper arm. It kind of like there's less skin on the hand, but the what the hell is this bit called? The forearm meat is still there, and then it kind of breaks away into where the shoulder would be, and there's just like trails of the muscle and just the bone that's been ripped out of a body somewhere. The skeleton must be deep within the fog, but you can see like where there's almost like a hand that's been up on a rock to pull himself out, and then that's all that's left there. You can see it's there. It looks delicious, but you know it's been hanging out of the fog here.
I tell what kind of creature it was.
The hand looks to be the same size as a normal humanoid, but you could not work out whether that would be human, elf, tiefling, something. It's got like a 5-fingered hand, well, 4-fingered thumb hand.
Oh, so it's not Feywin's then.
It's not Feywin's arm, no. The 6 fingers are safe.
I will rush over and start gnawing on the arm.
Mm-hmm. Nice. As you bend down and start gnawing, give me a Constitution saving throw. 16, nice. You start eating it and you feel like good that you're ingesting, but then bad at the same time. You take 4 points of poison damage. As this thing is definitely rotten as eaten, but it tastes good. And as you start biting into it, you hear, "Yes, feed. This is what we need to be strong. Good work. Next time we will get them." As you, you will just like polish this arm off, the forearm, the hand. You're almost sucking the whatever sinews and tendons are left of the fingers, cleaning this bone, cleaning this rest of this arm, clear of any meat. Delicious flesh. But yeah, there's as that kind of that sensation, that deep like gut punch disappears as you're eating it, replaced with a slightly uneasy, I might poop myself. But you've been pooping yourself for days, so Same but different for you is pretty fine. But yeah, that feels
like a post-meal clarity.
yeah. Afterwards, it's like you are lactose intolerant and you're enjoying some delicious ice cream, and it feels oh so good, but there's probably going to be some repercussions of that.
Know the feeling well.
Nice as you like much away. So yeah, you can take a short rest. You can get together, take a short rest, come up with a plan. Up to you. With a short rest, you can also investigate any other bits you have or share around other things that you've picked up along the way that you haven't looked at yet. So yeah, up to you guys. But yeah, if anyone that has Potion of Vitality and wants to take a short rest can just give themselves the maximum hit die for as many as they want to use. Just make sure you mark them off on your character sheet. As I have been searching for something on my list and cannot find it.
Right, Santa.
I know. I did a lot of rejigging and writing on a definite day when I was 100% working. Cool.
Looking around the cave,
Mm-hmm.
can I see any large inanimate plants?
Ooh. Yes. Like, a lot of the sides of the walls look like giant mushrooms.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're in a stone cave, but a lot of what around you is poisoned or dead or maybe alive and growing fungal or rotting like plant matter. You know, deep within the fog river that there were parts of Myconid, and clearly it's like it's been eating parts of people that were lost down here. You stole the chest from someone that clearly was on their way down here for some reason and somehow got eaten by mushrooms. So yeah, there's a lot of dead bodies around here, but some of the plants would be alive.
Sorry.
At
Can I
this
just
point-
check? Did we see Saga eating the arm?
None of you have been to you've seen that he's bent over, and you can see that he's being with. What is your passive perception, Fabian?
17.
You would see him, what you think is mockingly pretending to be out of breath after a fight that he didn't fight in. What catches your eyes with the 17 is you're almost, I suppose, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like building up to confront why the fuck he didn't come and help. So you're waiting for him to like come over, right? So you every so often catch an eye. You catch the way that he's hunched over, and there's a pit of you that's like, that was what he looked like when he was eaten in the Redvant cave. Just from a distance, you can't see what he's doing, but just like the way that he is like bent over, Gollum-esque hunched over, it reminds you a lot of when you were all watching him just absolutely devour into an elf. This is like a possessive, this is my meal, don't come near it, I'm an animal sort of thing. That just when you look over, you catch him in that hunch mode, and it just triggers a memory of, that's odd.
Okay.
I'll take the short rest to read that letter,
Mm-hmm.
and then also share it with the group,
Yep.
and kind of sort of take a closer look at that sword hilt.
Yes. Give me an investigation check or an arcana check.
And we all know how well that went.
Yeah, I'll give you both.
Could one of us help him? Anyone that knows
Yeah.
more about swords
If you want.
or
Um,
magic?
Yeah.
22 for Arcana this time.
22 for arcana.
Never mind.
Yeah. Good. It was a great idea.
I have a
Not
minus
needed.
1 to Arcana, so I'm just shrugging out.
This is where I close everything down. When you look at this sword, and you kind of comparing it with a letter. Let me get my fucking letter so I can write right. It makes note. The letter, from what you can read, What did I blot out when I read the letter? Yeah. As you like kind of read through and share that around, and you have this, you can see that the kind of like end of that first larger paragraph, that's something that says something fails, use the blade. And you're like, cool. This note is made note to a blade, made note to gold, made note to things that you found in this chest. But the thing you have is a hilt. It's not a blade. You've just got the hilt here. And then as you're looking, you can see that this isn't a broken sword. This isn't just a hilt. There was never a blade here. So it's like, well, what could this be? And kind of as you're looking at it, you're like, oh, there isn't even a slot for this. This is just a handle. This is just the hilt of a sword with nowhere to attach the blade. Like the blade would normally go in and go deep into the hilt, or be made as part of it to make it strong, which just triggers into your kind of like, this is something else. This isn't broken. This is just not sorry. This is not broken. This is something else. This must be something that has another power. You have an hour, right? So we say for an hour you can do an investigation check on it, because I can't bother to make you use spell slots. But as you are playing with this, grasping the hilt and moving it, the balance of the hilt is balanced in a way that makes it feel like there's a sword on the end. And I can't remember how you activate the sword.
16 for investigation.
16, nice. As you are like feeling around and getting it to work, almost catching yourself in the crossfire, a little bit like a lightsaber, this sword just springs, a blade flies out as you like find like a notch in the hilt itself, which just fires out this beam of like pure sunlight, as there is this blade that feels almost like burning hot fire, almost like the sun itself, a bit like a lightsaber sword, giants out as you just like, what the fuck is here? And as you notch and hit that button again, it disappears out itself as you have a sun blade.
Make a noise.
We can make it make a lightsaber noise because it's fun.
Oh no, please don't.
Okay, so it makes no noise. It's deadly quiet.
It definitely makes a saber noise.
Yes, which is actually, I think, from the new guide. I found it and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then it's from the new book, but I like it. So yeah, it is just if you have a look, it's just standard on the DMG 2024. It must be attuned to, so you're spending your time with it is what your attunement is. We can say just to work it out, you don't have to attune to it now, but anyone that wants to use it will need to be attuned to it. But yeah, this is a sword with a radiant thing. There's what, sorry?
Legacy longsword and just I guess the new longsword.
No, it should be. It's called it's called a sunblade. Yeah, sunblade. It should be. Is it not showing? It is a longsword. Oh, is there two?
The legacy version other than.
Oh, add the legacy one and have a look at it. Oh, it's because you have to pick. Yeah, because it works like a. It has the same stats as a long sword without being a long sword, I think. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, makes sense. Sweet.
Sweet.
So yeah, as you find out, you now are like okay, this is maybe what these people were armed to come down here with a kind of a concealed weapon, to deal with whatever they were here to find with. The rest of you see Otter nearly set his beard on fire with a light sword. Why are you making that voice with your mouth? But yeah, it emits a light. It kind of lights up around the area you're in.
Whilst we're resting, Faywin is just pure staring at Zaga.
In like a loving way?
In a
or-
jaw clenched way.
In a
So
jaw
a loving
clenched
way.
way.
After eating the arm,
Mhm.
Zaga feels some of the poison and bubbling in his gut and just sits down and farts a bunch.
Seems like a pass out.
Do I see the sword going off? Because I think that'd be. I think.
Yeah, those of you who are close enough would hit, because it would almost start like as you've gone through, you're kind of like sharing the letter round that Otter found in the case, and as he's like playing with the hilt of this, and like you're seeing him just as you would, as all little boys do when they pick up swords, pretend to fight with them, and then all of a sudden as it goes off, it will be a startling moment as out of nothing this bright light blade that lights up the immediate area just goes off.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to stand there with like my mouth open, just agape, just like how cool everything is. Like you can almost see the stars of like excitement form in my eyes, but I'm trying to play it off as though a bit like I tried playing off the end of the fight, badly, trying to be subtle that I'm not like very excited about the whole situation. I don't want it. I think it's cool to see.
It's a pretty cool sword.
And then feeling guilty, I put my hand on my hammer.
I love you, hammer.
A bit like when you're driving your car and it makes a funny noise and you put your hand on the dashboard, just be like, it's okay, yeah.
We'll get through this.
Shouldn't have used an analogy when I was just saying that something was cool. Anyway,
Alright.
yeah, that's all I wanted to do.
Nice. You take your long rest. Oh, okay, good. Short rest, sorry. Yep, good checking. Nice. Anyone want to look at anything else they've got? Anyone got any questions on any other bits? Anyone want to look at the magical Myconid finger that they've got, maybe?
Yeah. I wanted to check with
Oh, you do? That's good.
Just before I look at the weird finger.
Yep.
When Otter was showing or telling us about the letter, did he show it to us?
Yeah, I passed it around.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Could we as a group theorise on what maybe they're referring to?
100%.
To try and fill in some of the gaps of possibilities?
Yep.
Does everyone want to do that? If you don't, then Owen will just try.
I will help.
Yep. There'll be bits. So there'll be bits you can call. There's bits that if you're rolling for your own memory of things you might not, that I can help with. But other than that, you can just theorise and see what you want.
What I'd like to do is rewrite it in my everlasting notepad.
Mm-hmm. Your everlasting
And
notepad.
And where there's the ink splodges, leave the gap so that we can write different things that we think it might be to see what makes the most sense.
Yeah. Why is this? Oh. That's not going to work. But yeah, I'll put it there anyway. Yeah. I mean, you for you guys, it's gonna be best to do it on whatever you've got the thing there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got it.
You've got it. Yep. And if there's any bits that you wanna check, let me know. So
Should
you
we do
have
that
this
first
locked.
before I look at the finger? What's easiest?
Maybe like you're looking at it, and then whilst you're looking at it, you're kind of like accidentally mucking around, and you find out the finger's magical and does some cool stuff. We can do it that way if you want.
Yeah, sure.
So as you, that's pulse sounding like it. As you are, reading the letter and you kind of idly, I suppose maybe idly twiddling and working through the letter, you kind of catch, when you're concentrating on something and you kind of catch on your peripherals that something's moving or someone's moving, you kind of, it just a few times you just notice and you look and there's nothing there. It's just like you're surrounded by the plants and there are mushrooms growing and plant life growing all over these rocks as you kind of find a space to work on this thing with a bit of light. But you do it a few times and then you realize that it's with the way that you're almost like swinging and pointing this finger of this Myconid, the mushrooms themselves are moving and forming with it. They're almost following it as an action as you go around and look, which would clue you into spending a bit more time with it. You have what is in here, it is a Myconid finger, but it's down as a wand of plant shape.
Lovely.
But yeah, as you are like kind of idly reading and working your way through, you just notice that this, as you move and point this finger, the
A bit
kind
like
of
Matilda when she moves the Cheerios through the air.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know that reference. Come on, I'm too young.
That's disgusting.
I
Matilda
remember.
is
I don't
one of-
remember Matilda.
One of the
like,
world's greatest films, and it has a great soundtrack.
maybe.
Agree.
And something truncheon.
Nice. Okay, thank you.
Nice. I'm assuming you're theorising out loud. Otherwise, we're just going to sit in silence for a little while.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah. So Faywin's written it out with the gaps,
Mm-hmm.
and then. So, has anyone got any thoughts, any ideas?
You know what?
Well,
He's
enough.
full of ideas.
Zaga's asleep.
I mean, I guess we.
Let's rip a fart so loud you can hear it across the cabin.
Oh,
I like to think he's like a dog that he farts so loudly he wakes himself up scared.
I mean, I guess we go for the try and go for the most obvious gaps first, right?
Uh-huh.
almost obvious gaps.
So the heart
right
is
at the
ready.
start.
Oh. you
Oh,
wanna
yeah,
start
yeah,
from
go on,
the
yeah.
first one? So the time has come
I would say come, yeah.
to assess our progress towards the
Grand design.
Yeah,
grand design. Okay. Jesus, I didn't get that.
that's what I would think that would be as well.
The heart is ready.
Yeah.
If it is splodge. I'm not sure about that one. Its resolve is weakened. Seek the
Druid?
Could be druid, could be drow.
Oh, is that Drow Elf? Will that be the other bird?
yeah. It looks
I
like
think
that.
that's a capital I.
If that
for
fails. Oh no, if that fails, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, could
So maybe
Oh.
druid then.
it still could
Drow?
be druid or a drow or a drow.
Yeah.
First use the blade. Hang on, the thing that we oh no. When we were in the other place, there was the chest that this was in.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that had the purple arm.
Mm-hmm.
The purple arm was like Vomban's arm, right? Rather than Drow arm.
Could have been either.
Okay, fine.
I would say that no, it could have been either, but the hand was more humanoid hand than
Okay.
the mind flayer long fingers.
Okay, fine. Next bit. So that's questionable.
Betrayed.
The agent that betrayed its kind has been offered as a gift to the forest. See what remains of it. Has it shed its past life?
Yeah.
Do its thoughts still...
Reek of individualism.
Okay. Has it learned to follow order? Let the death bloom know...
Plain scale?
I don't know that
That
one.
feels like it's going to be a name or something. Something has no patience for hesitation.
And this gold? The gold?
Was there any gold in the chest?
Yeah, we showed it out.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So the gold that we found would be probably, we can assume, relating to this letter.
Yes.
Return with your report before the weekends, if any.
I feel like it's amongst or just among, and then I don't know what go under that after that. I mean that's found lacking, but I don't know what is in that gap. Maybe amongst us.
Yeah, that would make sense. Among Us.
Yeah, Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us?
Any
Among Us?
fishmongers?
Sound like in you will nourish. That looks like it's a name. That last one.
Nourish someone or something as compensation.
Yeah. So essentially, if you don't return, you're going to be eaten by something.
Which you could probably assume is this abomination that, or
Is that what
the like.
the name of the one?
Have
Or even if
we
it's not the abomination. it
come
could be the
across
definite-
anyone whose name begins with a C?
Is it a C?
I think it's a C.
The chief?
Let's see if there are any capital E's
I
anywhere.
mean, it looks like an. Looks like it might be like an O or.
Yeah, maybe an O or a C.
I mean, after the C.
Yeah, it could be a couple of O's.
Could
Trying to find other O's in the thing, but there's no other capital O's, which is really upsetting.
be.
Oh no!
Almost like it's designed that way.
What?
Cheers, author. Bloody hell.
I'm not that smart.
Okay.
Or am
I mean,
I?
I feel like we've got most of it.
Yeah.
So who is the person that's being... So if it's the drow or the druid, who do we think that is looking... Who do you think they're referring to? Any thoughts? Which looks at Von Van with his gammy arm.
Maybe. Andrea?
Could be.
Can't be Andriel, surely.
She went missing.
What about any druids in all her?
I mean, there's yeah. I mean,
I mean, you spoke to them. Did any of them seem strange?
we're all a bit of a strange breed.
True.
Oh, it's not.
What's your dad's name? The daddy elf thing?
The
Of-
daddy elf.
Don't call him that again.
Halcyon?
Not Tarkov, the one who bloody disappeared. The owl boy.
Tycho.
Tycho.
Tycho, that's the one. Oh no, he was more because he had the mind flayer body, that's why he disappeared in it.
Yeah.
Because they found out rather than anything to do with Deathblade.
I mean, it could be druids, multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say there was druids that still resided in the forest?
And there's many
Is that
people
your-
still.
Is that where you were from? Your family?
I mean, we weren't all druids. I was sent away to become a druid.
What was L'Oreal?
What do you mean, what was she? The
Was she
lovely
a
old lady.
druid?
She was worth it.
She was wonderful.
No, hard to say. She wasn't part of the druid sect necessarily. From what you knew, she was just a librarian, just an old lady. She didn't really show any. She was, I suppose, could have been a cleric, could have been a druid, could have been just like a sage, could have like as in like someone that just holds, could have been a hag. You don't. She never showed. I don't think she ever showed you guys that she really had any powers other than knowledge, which is the greatest power of all.
Okay. I think that's probably how far we're going to get, right?
You could be good.
I mean, do we want to do any theories into the second part?
Oh, right, you mean past the drow druid.
Yeah.
So the agent's betrayed its kind and has been offered as a gift to the forest. Oh, I hope Bonjo isn't the agent because that would absolutely break my little heart. See what remains of it. Has it shed its past life? Do its thoughts still reek of individualism? Is that what you said? Individual?
Yeah, I think so.
What if Von Van's the gift?
Is Von Van a gift?
Yeah.
He's to me.
Well, you don't look a
Right.
gift horse in the mouth, do you? And I don't look
Party.
at Von Van in the mouth. So.
Whoever they're talking about has been offered as a gift to the forest. This is wherever you think that might be.
It could well be Andrea.
I don't-
Saga did say that she was. Art doesn't know of the lies, does he yet? So no, Art will be like, yeah. Zaga said that Andrea was with the hag. The hag have made a deal.
Yeah, Zaga did say that, didn't he? Didn't you, Zaga? You did say that, didn't you?
I
Let's
think he's
continue with the
sleeping,
You have to be yelling that. I'm across the other side of the cave.
and I think he's sleeping. He's like led down.
I think it should be yellow.
I thought you came over and you were farting next to him.
He was just fighting
No,
for
I
a
was
fire.
fighting at a distance.
Okay, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Just walked over here.
So in that case, if Zaga's not there, I won't shout at Arta because he made a good point. Yes, Arta, he did say that, but it's come to our attention that Zaga is a lying little shit and we can't believe a thing he says. So actually, hasn't been
I-
seen
I-
on
My face starts to like turn into confusion, and then almost instantly it goes to just a solemn. That makes sense, and I kind of nod. Sort of arms crossed, pondering. But
Once
yeah,
he
that makes sense.
To rejoin the group, I shall speak to him about that. You are welcome to be present at the time. But that's a good point. It could
Do you
be
need me to
Andrea.
hold him in place?
It's probably for the best you don't. I can't be trusted. Thank you for the offer.
Anyway, this letter.
But yeah, it could be Andrea. She did go missing in the forest. It could be Bryn. Bryn went missing.
Do you think Andrea would betray
Well, she
the
never would have.
druids? Or...
She wouldn't have betrayed me. But there was a lot of back and forth with her and Bryn. That letter with the love heart. You know, she could have run away from
Follow death safe.
her duties, or perhaps she made a deal with a hag, or we don't know what happened to her after she left us. It could be. Who else have we met?
So, but betraying its kind, that suggests that it's betrayed someone who is on the Deathbloom side, right? Because why would it be offered as a gift to the forest if
Wait,
Betrayal
didn't Jenny
is not
betray
against-
the? Didn't Jenny betray the Deathbloom though?
Well, she made a deal with the Deathbloom. It seems she couldn't tell us about it, but she wanted.
But then
us
she
to
made a
get
deal
rid
with
of him.
us.
so in
Or we
talking
made a
to
deal with
us,
her. But point still stands.
But
the
then
Deathblooms found out, and I mean, it's possible.
But that would mean that the Deathbloom is a hag, because it means that she's betrayed its kind, meaning they would both be hags, no?
I would.
Well, not necessarily. If all other hags are siding with the Deathbloom, then technically that would be betraying her kind.
True, and we know that it has had effects on fey creatures. The other part that's interesting about this bit is about the thoughts. So we've seen that there's been a lot of brainwashing to do with the Deathbloom, and we've now seen that. Well, we knew Zarkul, the Mind Flayer. We've seen this abomination, which also looks Mind Flayer-esque.
Zahu.
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 That you had to help drag around for ages.
Oh,
Yeah, he was a Mind Flayer. So, or a vampire, you may have heard
Vampire, yeah.
being referred to.
But he didn't. He didn't have anything to do with the Death Bloom that you were aware of.
No, but he was
He's a Mind
around
Flayer.
at that time.
Yeah.
And we also don't know that he's not involved with it. We just know that he was horrible. And it's that piece around thoughts. Do we know much about Mind Flayers? No.
No, what you know, Well, you know that you left. Oh shit! Now I've got to remember. What do you know? What was the last you remember of the mind flayers? You gave the body to the wizards, and they were studying it.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get much information from it.
They weren't studying it for very long. So the people that will know more, the people that are going to know the most about mind flayers from your perspective would be the person you left the body with. So whether the wizards have learned anything more, or Tycho.
So we wouldn't necessarily know about the thoughts. The only thing we know is that they can hurt us psychically. From when we had the fight with Zarkul, we wouldn't know anything else.
No. Well, you know and you know that. Well, you know that you were being spoken to telepathically.
And they were eating brains.
And they were eating brains because you saw one nearly get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could ask the wizards. I've not spoken to them today. I could ask if they know anything else about them.
It'd be good to see if they have got any more information.
Okay, let me have a think about what we can ask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you might want to pose a few questions that fall out of this and then keep them for answering. Because obviously you're not going to get everything you need from there. I'd also think about the two, this letter was to the people that had the chest. Who was the letter from, and then based on who it's from, who are they talking about in it? Because the people that I mentioned, depending on the side of the story you're reading, could also pose questions. The letter mentions a lot and it's from someone, but if it mentions them and it's from them, you can kind of ascertain which side people sit on.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I think that's probably all we're going to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gang.
I think so.
Yeah, staying and racking our brains is probably not going to get us any further. We're just kind of smashing rocks together at this point.
Speaking of, how's the fundamental getting on?
He's just smashing rocks. He's got lots of rocks ready before he poofs and disappears. It'll be getting towards the end of his. The short rest we can be a bit liberal with time. But yeah, if you want him to do something specifically. But yeah, he can pull and get together some. He can close up some of the hole, but it's too far a gap to bridge without. By like placing rocks, they'll just cave. So a few times you just hear rocks fall and then smash into the ground as a puff of the toxic fog kind of flows around the river a little bit more as he is failing.
Trying to think if there's anything I can do to help, but I've used all my spells.
Could I check with the Myconid finger?
Yep.
I can cast plant shape.
Yep.
How big is plant shape? How would I find out?
5 foot.
5 foot.
And how big is the hole?
Be about 15, 20 foot across.
Well, I could use all 4 charges of the. I'm saying this to the group. All 4 charges of the thing to move the mushrooms that are here, the plants that are here that dance to this little wiggling finger, and block up the remaining bit.
While she's saying this, I cast Mage Hand and command my Mage Hand to slowly throw little rocks into the thing.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
To fill them up.
Or I could do 3 charges and keep 1 just in case we run into mushrooms on the way back.
Mm-hmm. If you go down to 5 foot, you'd be able to cover it with the rocks. The problem you got with the rocks is you're trying to you can't make a lattice out to cover that bigger space because there's nothing to linchpin
It would just
off.
sink in the middle.
Yeah, you could definitely use some of the charges to create a lattice, which would then enable the rocks to go on if you wanted to save charges, or you could use all 4 charges to cover the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. What do you think if I use 1 just to lattice the last bits? Help the elemental.
I mean, I think at least use a couple just to make it stronger, so it holds.
Okay.
And then we can get back, get the Myconids, and if there's more that they can do afterwards to strengthen it more, then they'll be in a better position to do it than us.
Does it fill with the With the rocks that are being there, does it look like it's slowing down the flow of the fog from the hole?
What do you mean? The rocks that are there at the moment, the stone element would have likely given up because there's no point just throwing rocks into a hole.
Okay.
So the rocks that you've got at the side would be there. It does very much look like if you put a cap on this bottle, it would stop. But you just need to make sure you've got a full cap on this bottle.
Okay. I'll use 2 charges then.
Mm-hmm. And then use the rest of the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit! I've just done all 4, but
It's worth noting that I want to be clear. I am helping with my mage hand.
Okay.
I want to repeat that.
As the Earth
Make it
Elemental
clear.
shifts the big rocks, the mage hand picks up small rocks and drops them down the gaps, not helping at all. But yeah, you see as you use some of the charges that the plant growth that is kind of covered across this rocky cave starts to just ebb out and look a lot like the seal that the Myconids had when you notice them for the first time. That just like thin mushroom seal that covered off the doorway. You almost create a very similar thing. This like thick mushroom film that just stretches out the 5 foot and the 5 foot, and then with the Myconid, with the stone elemental, they cover the rest of the gaps. A bit of fog will still come through because you're not completely sealing it off, but once you get that down, you see it stops, and around the stone elemental, just before it's ready to die, you see the fog starting to die down, and the river itself and the lake that you're then stood with starts to drop down quite quickly, starts to lower down in level. So where it was a 10-foot a deep river, it quickly starts to lose a foot at a time. A bit like a locks in a canal. It's starting to come down, and it's like visible to the eye that this is starting to flood out. You don't know where it's flooding out to. It's obviously disappearing off into the extremities of this world, but you know that what you seem to have done here is at least you're going to bring this river down to a super, super low level, and in the end it will dissipate.
nice. Should we go back to where the Myconids are? The one you said about getting them to help.
Well, we need at least tell them what's happened, and that we found Mordok, and unfortunately, he was too far gone.
Did Mordok have, when I was looking at him, did he have anything that's like identifiable, like a, I don't know, a necklace or a bracelet or something?
No, he had a health inspector badge with a paw on it.
Perfect. Could I grab that?
No, he didn't have anything on him.
Okay.
No, he just was a big old mushroom boy. So logistically, you guys are a way away from, you're like a day's travel from, or near a day's like walking travel from where you came from. So just thinking about where you want to go, where you want to, and you know if you make that trip back, you can do it. You can get a rest. It's whether you want to travel overground or underground or where it is. You know from the distance you had travelled, you worked out that you were probably on the cusp of the border forest now, and further trip south from where you are would take you into the forest, into Whitewood, if you wanted to make your way in. But you can quite easily go back. So it's up to you where you want to. How you want to travel, but just knowing if you go back, you're going to be traveling a day up to travel a day back if you want to come through the underground. Or, but you will be able to get a rest at the hobgoblins camp, or you try and find a way of resting here and take a risk and push on because you're close to the forest here. Either way is fine. Just letting you know logistically where you sit.
Do we have any way of sending a message to the Myconids?
Someone's got a sending stone.
To the hobgoblins who could pass on the message. Otter.
Yeah, I could send them.
The only thing you got to think about is your, like, say you've got short rests. You could stay here for like a long rest amount of time. You could build a camp here. You feel fairly safe. You've closed off the fog. You just won't get the benefits of a long rest. So you'll need to sleep to not take exhaustion points. But you could wait here if you wanted to send a message. Wait through the night and give them time to travel if you want to do it that way. But you won't. Not going back won't give you a long rest if you stay here. You just will pass a long rest amount of time.
Oh, I've got an idea. So if we send send the message to the hobgoblins to tell the Myconids that it's now clear and they can come back to here. I mean, they know this is where Mordok is roughly anyway, don't they? So
Yeah, they knew. Yeah.
mention that we will have moved on, but we'll be back tomorrow. And I will also, on my sending stone, to Viper, message Viper to say, can she grab Bo, head out to the edge of the forest, because we have something we want to bring to Bo. And if I read the spell correctly, afterwards I would like to use my 6th level spell to transport via plants from one of the large plants that is here in the cave to the edge of the forest with
Nice.
the body in tow.
Oh, it's going to be a big one.
Would we,
the
between
Redvant
us, be able
forest.
to carry? Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, the edge of which? That's miles away. I thought you where you
So
are.
the edge of
Redvant. Oh, nice. Would you be able to carry? Yeah, but I mean, between you all,
right?
yeah, between you all, you probably would. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. It's a bit stinky and it's massive, but yeah, you're just gonna shove this body through a mushroom to pop out of a tree the other side. It is wild, but that's what D&D is about, baby. Yeah. Yeah, nice. So yeah, you can send through as you guys. You start to see the fog come down. The fog in the lake would be low enough that even Zaga would feel confident crossing it. The big baby. You can then retrieve the body without risk of getting any more fog and stuff on you. As the fog comes down, you send these messages. We don't need to worry about sending a message off. You send a message off. You get a response back from the hobgoblins, Otter, straight away saying. That they're moving. They notice that something's happened. The Myconid are on the move, and they'd like taken the seals down and had already started moving. Like almost they've already started moving as you sent the message. You get the feeling that they have felt or sensed that something has happened, and are already starting to move. So the hobgoblins were just trying to panicking as you get this message through, and they're like they're already moving somewhere. They're on the way. And that is the communication with the hobgoblins. Viper, agree. Says she'll grab some of her people, grab Bo, and they'll head down to the bridge to await your arrival in the forest. And doesn't ask any more questions because she doesn't have any more words.
Can I run by what I'm going to say to the wizards about the conflict with the group?
Yep.
Did you ever gather more information on body you had? Could be crucial to forest detail, source, abilities. What else do we want to know?
At this point, Zaga is slowly making his way across.
Mm-hmm.
And does he hear Fabian's question?
Yeah.
How sensitive are his nipples?
Excuse me, Zaga?
There's enough fog to kill him if you want. You can waterboard him with toxic fog if you want. I'll allow it.
I've got 7 more words for this message. And I'm
How
not using
sensitive are its nipples? That leaves 2!
What are you, a genie? Or we a genie?
Leader? Question mark?
I mean, I don't think I'd be able to get that just from looking at the body, though, would I?
Yeah, true. Anatomy?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that that makes sense. I think just throw it out as that. To be honest, we just need to get any information on it at all.
Yeah, I appreciate it's probably they might be asleep at the time, but just to confirm, the message I'm sending is: did you ever gather more information on the body you had? Could be crucial to forest detail, source, abilities, anatomy. There were question marks. If you want to think about what their response is, I can speak to Zaga if you'd like.
Yeah.
As Zaga gets close, you burp a very disgusting rotten arm burp.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice of you to join us finally, Zaga.
Hey, what's going on? It seems
What,
the fog stopped.
You think that we didn't notice that you did fuck all, Zaga?
I did a
That it
lot.
all-
What are you talking about?
It all kicked off. Where have you been?
Over
Hunched
there.
over
You
there
know
like
where
a
I
little
was.
creep.
Over there.
You were hunched over like a little creep. It all kicked off. We barely survived. We nearly died. Otter was an ice cube, for goodness sake.
He's
And you just
always
stood
an ice
at the
cube.
back. No, you just stood at the back. You did fuck all.
I helped Otter.
Can I just say a Fae never swears either? So
Yeah.
This is the level of anger.
There's a lot
I
of
assumed
anger
you were
right now.
saying it in Elvish.
Oh no. No. Common.
Well,
I want
just
everybody
fuck.
to hear this.
All the rest of it's in common, but just fucking fish.
Yeah.
Otter wants to speak, but he sort of sees how angry Faerun is. He's like, I'll step him back from this one.
Sometimes it's not worth it.
What
Zaga,
are you talking about? I helped Otter. Otter, tell her.
He did inspire me to do some healing.
oh, inspiration,
Once.
brilliant. I nearly died, Zaga. Otter nearly died. No backup, no help, no nothing. Just inspiring someone. What did you say? His cape was brilliant or something, which Otter it is, to be
I
fair.
think I said his turtleneck looked nice.
Right, so you're talking about clothes while we nearly die, and it's not the first time, Zaga, either. I look over, and then you're hunched over like a little creep, whilst we're... Sorry, just laughing. Whilst we're stumbling around, nearly dead, half dead, covered in this rotting mushroom people. Do you even want to be part of this party? Do you even care about us after everything we've been through? You're still at the back, you're not jumping over. We
You guys
died
jumped that
through
far.
pain.
Look how small I am. Look how little my legs are.
You could have walked through the fog. You saw what happened with Arthur when he did it. You take a little bit of pain, but we could have helped you up. It would have been a lot less pain than we've just suffered because you did nothing for us.
I don't really remember that. I think I was too busy pooping.
Well, you could have worn a nappy. And also, while we're on the topic, you thought that I wouldn't catch on. Arthur reminded me earlier when he mentioned Andrielle. You lied about her.
Sorry, Zaga. I like mouthed in.
Who lied?
You
She's
know
at-
that you
She's at the
lied.
hag's house.
And you're just going to stand here and continue to lie to us? Is it that easy for you to be so dishonest? Saying whatever you want when it suits you, instead of just telling
Definitely
the
at the
truth?
hag's house. If we go there, we'll find her.
You know full well there is no guarantee that she is at that hag's house. Von
Right.
Van saw that you were faking your scry spell.
I shoot a dirty look at Bonbon.
Why would you lie?
It's not a lie.
It is a
was
lie.
It was an educated guess.
But you lied that you were scrying. You knew that I wanted to know where she was. You knew that I was worried about her, that she could have some information that would help us on our journey. And you said that she was at Jenny's? For what reason?
Educated guess.
But you said you were using the scry spell and you weren't. So what have you been doing with your spells? What else are you hiding from us? Because I'm telling you now, if there is any other lies, there will have to be consequences. We're supposed to be working together for the greater good. We're all on this journey trying to fucking save Great Ashling. And you're not helping us. You're lying about what you're doing for us. You're stinking. You're eating whatever you've just eaten because that absolutely stinks. For what?
Yeah, it wasn't very tasty.
And that's all you have to say?
I mean, it wasn't. Do you want to see the bone? It's pretty rancid. Couldn't really stop myself though. It was weird.
You couldn't stop yourself from eating rotten flesh.
Well, it's like that time that you told me I knocked all of you out, but I don't remember it. But I do remember this, but I couldn't stop myself.
And the time where, a mere few hours ago where you almost let us die? Were you...
Oh, you
planning
look
on
fine. What are you worried about? Here, come here. And I go to pat Faywin on the shoulder.
I dodge it.
He stinks.
I just want to, just one more thing. I want to demand the packet back.
Mm-hmm.
What packet?
John gave you a packet. I want it back.
Oh, the fun dust. Yeah, that looked like it was gonna be fun. You want it back?
I want
gonna
it back.
share it?
I want it back.
Oh.
I've just found
not gonna
something.
share
with
it?
the- I might share it.
'Cause I got this little bit of rolled up paper here.
No, you can give it to me now, Zaga. And I put my hand out.
I hand over the pouch. What is it anyway?
It's
As you
pixie dust.
as you hand over the pouch, Saga, as your hand goes out, you hear in a voice, "You don't need to take this. Whatever she gives you, you take. If you want it, you keep it." Just like as you're letting it go, you kind of hear the thing. Faywin, with your passive perception, as Zaga blinks, one of his eyes turns black with a red iris, and as quick as you see it, he blinks and it turns back. As he holds the hand out to you, just as he lets go, like the blink and just the we'll pick an eye, the right eye disappears black with a red iris, blinks again, it goes back to the golden with the black.
Does he recoil or anything from that?
I think Zaga's getting, I would say you're used enough to the voice. There might be a momentary just stutter in his movements.
Does anyone else notice that?
I think you two are
Just
having
'cause I'm
enough.
close
You're stood in front of him with your hands out, and as he's leaning forward, you're close enough that as he drops, it's just literally like a blink and a blink, it's gone. But you see it goes. Zaga's eyes are like that gold, goes from gold to jet black with this fiery red. What is the color bit called? It's called the iris, cornea.
Yeah.
You know the color bit where it is.
Iris.
Iris. And then as quickly as you see it blink and it goes, and it's just because it's such a contrast to go from gold to black with a fiery red back to gold.
I snatch it from him.
So what does the pixie dust do anyway?
Makes you high, man.
I put
Sound
it.
like those fucking hippies.
I put it safe, probably like a top pocket, so he can't reach it.
I've just seen a picture of that.
And then I want to just stare at his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And can I do?
What are you doing? That's weird. Stop it.
A history check, maybe. But I'm doing it as a. Could he be, having seen him polymorph people into mammoths and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Could he be like in some sort of disguise, or do I know of creatures that he could like be impersonating, or that sort of thing? I think,
Yeah, give me an investigation.
or like a creature where that sort of thing would happen.
Yeah, like a shapeshifter.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. 18.
18. Now, as you stare, you don't see any flicker, but you know that Zaga that's one of his skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're pretty sure not. You almost question a little bit if you saw what you saw, but it was so stark that it would have been a weird thing for you just to imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But as you stare with the investigation check, you don't know it's there. You don't see there's any disguise self-spell. You don't see anything that's in there. But you don't know to what power could be at play.
No other thoughts or comments, Zaga, other than asking me what this pouch does after everything I've just said to you. The
Well, you
fact that
said-
I'm even
Sent John over with it, so I kind of figured it must do something, right? But I didn't know what it was, so I didn't want to just snort it.
It's so strange because you've got one of the loudest voices I've ever heard in my life, and you could have probably shouted to ask if you weren't sure. Arthur was close enough for you to inspire him about his looks, about his turtleneck, so I'm sure he was close enough for you to pass on a message, perhaps.
No, it didn't look like Arda knew what it was. I don't really think Arda knows what a lot of things are.
That pausing for Arthur to be offended.
I'm just confused by the comment. It just seems so. I'm catching strays here.
Fully.
So I'm just a bit dumbfounded, which probably doesn't help the situation because that implies that it's true.
Why are you really here, Zaga?
What, in this cave? Because we all came down here.
With this group?
We've just kind of been hanging out since we met in that bar the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you all made a deal with a hag, and I want to make sure you don't try and destroy the world or anything.
Oh, so you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart?
Yeah, I'm just a good guy like that.
And yet you're the one who wants to go to the hag now?
I want to save Undriel.
For some No. No. We're not going down that route. You know, I know, Von Van knows, the whole of Great Ashling knows that you are bullshitting. You've made an educated guess. Yeah, I know what you were going to say, an educated guess that Undriel's with Jenny. But you lied about the spell.
You're going to look stupid when I prove right.
We'll see.
So, what are we doing?
Von's just been trying to find the biggest mushroom plant he can find. I think this one's wide enough.
Well, we should hopefully get a good night's sleep back at the inn. If everyone gives me a hand picking up the body and bring it over here to this giant mushroom.
That might be the weirdest thing you've ever said.
Careful, Zaga might try and eat it.
Zaga, do you trust me?
If everybody's picking up parts of this creature, Zaga's just going to lift one of the ice.
Yeah. He goes off, you get petrified. Nice. So yeah, you all haul...
Get disintegrated.
Well, yeah, that's true. That could have been a worse one. You haul out the body, start getting it. So it is a horrible thing to carry. It's heavy as well, like dense muscle mass in this huge beast with this massive head. It is very like toffee apple. Like the top half is huge and the legs are a little bit smaller. Yeah, as you get close to making your way through the mushroom to come out in the Redvant forest. The wizards, Faerun. So, remind me, you asked for anatomy bits of what they'd found out about the mind flayers, right?
Yeah, anatomy, power source, abilities. Anything they've got, essentially.
So, they will reply, I can't remember the actual words, so they will reply and say that... I can't remember what they had told you, not told you before, so we'll give you that they must have told you because they had colloquially called them the mind flayers, that they feed off, they confirmed that they definitely feed off brain matter, that seems to be their main source of nourishment, that looking at creatures similar to these creatures, in a similar sort of anatomy, the way they share things, use of telepathy, like you guys have said, that they would assume them to be hive creatures, and how it is very if there is one that we should be watching, maybe out for more, that is odd to find a single, because they would have guessed that this would be a hive creature. This would be part of a colony of creatures, not too dissimilar to Myconids. Something that doesn't operate on its own. So to find one on its own is a strange thing. That it definitely isn't from this plane of existence, but you kind of knew that already, and they're trying to find traces. They would have had similar muscle material from creatures that had been found elsewhere, in different places. Where would they have been found? Where would they pick them up from? Probably towards the Iron Hills, close to the forest. They found some creatures that they had first assumed were fey creatures, but actually have the same muscle density. So whatever plane of existence this is from, that they have seen other things from this plane of existence. And also to let you know that the body had been confiscated by the Commonwealth, and they no longer have the specimen. So they had started their work, and then the body was taken by the Commonwealth, and they haven't seen it since. And then you guys travel. So it wouldn't have been, you would have walked for it would have been an 8 to 10 hour walk from where you were. You left early in the morning. So you're coming back into Redvant in the early evening, as up on the the stone bridge that had now been rebuilt, the one that Faywin fell into many, many moons ago, perched up, Viper, with a couple of the Red Hoods and their crew, sat with Bo, chatting away, waiting for wherever the hell you guys are going to come out, assuming you're going to appear from the forest at some point. As what's the wording of your spell, Von? What happens to the trees that splits? Is it like a magical light energy?
Yeah, spell creates a magical link between large or larger inanimate plant within range and another plant at any distance on the same plane of existence. Mm-hmm. You must have seen or touched the plant before.
Nice.
And just for a duration, any creature that steps into the target plant, and it can step in and exit from the destination plant. So I guess it's just
opens up a portal.
Yeah.
Effectively. Yeah. Nice. So you see as you all get yourself prepped in front of this large mushroom, like the base of one of these mushrooms that kind of just spans out. Doesn't really have a cap, but spans out into lots of different walls here, but is the size of a very wide tree. As you prep yourself there, as Von casts the magic, and a portal opens as you smell the fresh air, the fresh, slightly salty air that you recognise, the air and the river and the sounds and smells of Redvant, being by the coast, by the sea. Being down in this cave, this dank cave, is lovely. You realise how nice it is to smell fresh air as you have to pick up a decaying body and push it through. From the opposite side, seeing this slight shimmer of light as Viper and their crew would be eagle-eyed, they're thieves after all, see you coming through and just see this huge monstrosity flop through onto the floor as they kind of ready bows and swords, followed by you lot climbing through into the kind of the beach area, one of the first trees on the opposite side of the river, with this large body, one by one coming out. Some of you slightly covered in some of the poison and the stick and the stench of where you've just been, looking a little bit worse for wear. As you land to the other side, noticing where you are, these guys kind of rush over to help you as you are back in Redvant, back on the safe shores of Redvant. Bo, very surprised, as he comes through, he's just like, wow. He's like, Von Van, that's quite an impressive feat there, travelling through trees already. He's like, I'll make a good druid out of you, yeah. And then as he looks down, he's like, what the hell is this? As he's looking around, as Viper comes over, she kind of holds back some of her guards to kind of get an okay from you that it's safe. Before, again, when you had the body last time, there was a lot of hoo-ha about not letting too many people know what was going on. Seeing that it was this giant, large beast, I was going to say then. This large beast that's just like fallen, that is covered in slime, death, cut, full of tentacles. She just holds her guys back a little bit, who are all curious, and looks towards you guys for a kind of a nod that it's safe to come over.
I will nod.
She kind of approaches first.
Also say we probably should find a way to cover this up as we're taking it into the city. I know it's not going to be easy to hide something this big, but
yes. But
can I gesture to Otter to prestidigitation everything?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I was going to do it when I came out sort of the cave entrance, but I was like, you were telling stories.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And then she's like, "Oh, that'll help." As Bo's like, "Yeah, we've got the cart. Put it on." And then you like cover it up with whatever they've got there. As Viper will be like, "We will make sure you get safe passage all the way through to Silent Dagger." I'm assuming.
Yes.
I will also hand over the vial of the mist, or whatever it was they was trying to feed me to turn me.
Yeah. That will all be best set with Bo. He's gonna be your best guy for research. Yeah. As he's like, you guys treat me so well, all these goodies, so much to report back to the druids. He goes to start pulling the cart. He's like, anyone, a little help? And a couple of the Red Hoods kind of jump on and help pull this cart through. A few of them go ahead, and you can see as you're making your way through in what would be the like early evening, so the lights are down, it's still early in the year, that a few of the Red Hoods are up in front, just pushing people back inside, just getting them to close the doors. No, it's not an unusual occurrence just to be like, you don't want to be seen this, to step inside. So you can see that the Red Hoods are up in front, just keeping you a clear path, and it is only a short journey from the encampment down in the south up to the Silent Dagger. You can see the pyre. There's still some remnants of the pyre from the procession that was held before, but the area is starting to have work done to it now. You can see that there's some semblance that they're trying to get this area useful again. That's south of the border. But you can make your way back to the Silent Dagger, back to the comfort of beds and rooms, where you will be able to get a long rest for the evening. So I'm assuming you want to do that first before you do anything else. Is there anything you want to do before? I mean, you don't have many spell slots, but anything you want to do in the evening before setting up for the next day?
Check the state of our pub, make sure it hasn't been ransacked, given all the
you haven't been away for that long. The pub.
Yeah, but it's been like 2 nights.
Yeah, because you like speed ran over there.
This is what, 3 days?
Yeah, it's like 3 days after. So you can see as you can see with some of the bits there is materials in the Silent Dagger. So you can see that some stuff has been moving around. There's no one here in the evening, which is fine. All of your rooms have been left and are untouched, but you can see that there are materials that are built. Bo gives you an update that the tunnel is complete, or at least the opening of the tunnel is complete. It's not like really super safe to travel down at the moment, but they've made the breakthrough to join the Silent Dagger onto the underground network. So if you wanted to, you could travel between the pub and the Red Hood's HQ without going above ground now. But it still needs to be finished and tidied up and stuff in there. So he gives you a bit of an update about the work that's going on, how noisy they are, getting in the way of what he's working on, although they've brought him lots of cool materials, so he's got more space to do research and look out, although now he needs to clear it all up because he's got this thing and he'll wake Len and he'll start working on it during the night because there's all this thing to go into. So he is super excited that you guys are back with something to work on, with lots of information, realises you're tired and wants to give you the night, and we'll catch up with you guys in the morning.
Can I give him the rotty flesh as well?
You can hand over all of the samples, yeah.
Yeah, I say all the samples I've got as well.
I want to spend the evening just sort of wiping down services in the pub. I know it's not ready, but it's something we can call our own.
Imagining, just being like
stability.
Yeah, I like it.
When I go to start wiping things down, just prestidigitation it.
What, dirty again or clean?
No, clean before.
Oh, okay, just checking.
I think to myself, but don't say it aloud. I wonder how much Sago would want for his share, his part of this place. Wonder how much anyone would want for their stuff in this place. Maybe I could buy some land and get a garden.
Like it. Okay, samples handed over. Nice. So, all take a long rest. You are back in the safety of the Silent Dagger, so you can take a nice, safe, long rest. The druids and down below have the samples, so they can start working on those. You can catch up in the morning. Let's take a quick pee break, have a little long rest, and wake up fresh the next day. What a lovely time. Well, that's a good way of getting a long rest. A little bit of Chugave. I was very confused at first one. Nice. So, you all get a lovely, nice decompression in a nice, safe bed. A bit of familiarity back in Redvant. Handing over all the strange globules, fog samples, bits of mushroom, bits of myconid, bits of abominations. Get a full night's rest and can wake up nice and early in the morning. But you are, of course, back in Redvant. So, what is the plan in the morning? You know, as you wake up, you can hear that Len and Bo are already working, probably questioning whether Bo even went to sleep last night after getting this stuff in. They are working away down in the old research hub, but won't have found I don't think they would have found too much out just in the initial, but if you were to go down and check, you can see that they have that body up in the middle of their research room and are just, again, Len's starting the dissection work.
Yeah, we'll lead them to it and assume that they will contact us if they have any breakthrough that they need to tell us about.
Yep.
And I'll say to the rest, when we're ready, we can do the same to get back to where we were and move on from there, further down into the forest.
Faber will obviously ask Vaughn what it's about because she's never seen him do that before. I assume Vaughn.
Where did you get the magic powers from?
Yeah, that's new. I've not seen that.
Some people might say I'm becoming a real druid.
I've always thought you were a real druid.
Some people, but not us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Nice. So you're going to do the reverse journey?
Yes.
So yeah, you get up nice and early. Head out, back down to the river, make the crossing back to the tree, the large tree that you had passed your way through. And you use the spell slot, open up the tree passage back inside. As you open up the portal into that room, you're kind of bracing yourself for going back into the dank, stinky cave. As you kind of make your way over the threshold in, there is definitely a difference in the smell here. And as you pass in, you are almost immediately just greeted by like 20 to 30 different moving Myconid forms just dotting about the different areas. You can see that they have been working. That's the seal that you had applied with the rocks and the plant shape has been fully sealed. They have like added their seal to it here. You can see that a lot of the color is coming back to a lot of the to the mushrooms on the walls. There's a lot more bioluminescence going on, especially once you are all through the portal and that kind of gateway to the sunshine. I would actually say as you come in and the sunshine hits just on the opposite side, it wouldn't pass all the way through necessarily into the cave, but as it hits into a few of the Myconid kind of skitter back out the way. Mushrooms don't really like the sunlight. They have the sunlight sensitivity trait. So as they carry out the way and you guys step in, as that portal closes, almost like closing the curtains at night, and then you realise that the ceilings and the walls are filled with these bioluminescent star lights, different purples and blues and greens and pinks that just starting to light up, where life is being bred back into these plants by these moving Myconid forms. And it doesn't take you long before you see up, inspecting what had been going on up and around, is the elder Mycele, the one that gave you, the one with the big old head that gave you the mission in the first place, is presiding up on top of that big rock.
Can I wave at him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he. As you wave at him, you think he's waving back, and then you realise that actually he's just releasing a load of spores back out. You recognise these spores as, if you breathe them in, you will have the ability to communicate with the Myconid across the thing. As you, those, I'm assuming you will all decide to. Those that don't want to, don't have to. Yeah. But yeah, if you breathe in the rapport spores, the first thing you hear is a flood of chatter that you kind of have to. It takes you back because you're in a silent cave. You can hear the movement of these things as they're plodding around, but they're just plants moving on top of plants, so it's just a bit of shuffling you hear. Pretty peaceful cave. As soon as these spores hit your nostrils and you have the ability to communicate, you can hear the chatter and the voices as the Myconids are clearly feverishly working to fix and start the process of regrowing and doing whatever else. So you kind of get hit from this peaceful silence to like a busy shopping mall sort of scenario where you can just hear voices across. But yeah, you hear the elder kind of speak through to you all to welcome you back to the Neverlight Grove and thank you for doing what you had to do. You can see that Mordok's body is gone. But yeah, as an initial, the elder will welcome you back to Neverlight Grove and thank you for your the work you've done. Is there anything you would want to check with him?
We're glad to help. Is everything almost back to normal here now? Then, are you good?
Mm. You will see as you look around, you can see that whilst there is life coming back, that they're still not healthy. You'll also, with your passives, notice that where that river is dried out here, where that lake was, you can really see the decay and the amount of human remains that were in this river. There are bones here. There was not just Myconid that were killed as part of this. There are skeletons of creatures, of humanoid skeletons that are all within these riverbeds here. There is just like a huge amount of decay that's been kind of left behind. As he will just say, there is much still to do. We will bring back and regrow from here. The fog will not take her home again. Thank you.
You're welcome. We accept gold.
I have something better than gold. There's a little 4-legged, 6-legged Myconids pop up and do another little globule puke on the floor. He says, please accept this as our gold. You can all take another potion of vitality.
Yeah.
Get in.
Puked out of
Can
a
I
little
exchange this
Myconid.
for gold?
I'll give you gold for it, Saga.
How much?
Much.
Wow, you've given away my present straight away. You sick fucks.
I'll give you 5 gold for it.
No deal.
I'll give you 6.
Wow.
I've seen that TV show. No deal.
But we love
I'm not
gold.
going any higher.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
Yeah, so they are.
What these potions do? I've still got 2 of them.
They help you with poison and help you with short rests, mainly. So, they had originally drawn out a bit of a map, but can point you on the way if you are heading further south into the forest. They told you that there is a way out, back up to the surface, around the ruined town of Whitewood. Or they told you where it was. You have a rough map from Bo that would say it's around the ruined town of Whitewood.
Okay. I guess that's where we're heading.
Yeah, you can go multiple different ways, but yeah.
That's the place that's quite near Jenny as well, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's just south. So, do I have? I was trying to work out the best way of. Oh God, I've dropped it over there. Of doing this, so you can kind of. Oh, I've got my version, but then whether I might get an editable map version, so you guys can plot because Whitewood's here. Just so, because it's just hexes, so it's just deciding which way you want to go and where you want to go. This is still the original markings of what you had from Bryn, where he had travelled. But yeah, they are saying that you can come out here in the ruined town of Whitewood. All you have are the initial notes from what Bryn had and a map that Bo pulled together. So you've got a pretty scattered knowledge of what you don't really know what might be here, other than just you knew that towns used to be here. Those towns were cleared out when the forest was created. Those people in the main moved north and either settled as borderland folk or moved into the main towns. So yeah, this would be when we get into like the hexy bit. So you'll be appearing in Whitewood here. Oh shit, the bed, I just need to knock my drink over. Oh my God, I pooped myself. I've moved it. So yeah, he can point you on the right direction. You will know with the fog, you can see that the fog, you didn't stop the fog. You didn't stop the source of the toxic fog. All that you can see, and you kind of would have picked up where you were going, is the Neverlight Grove works. It's not just like where I suppose on the surface world you have the surface, and then you just have the sky that goes above. The Neverlight Grove works on layers. So you can see that this top layer that you have been travelling through, clearly it went down deeper where this fog was coming from. The fog is originating from somewhere deeper south, somewhere further south into the forest. What they've done with this area is managed to kind of say, we're sealing off the fog and the fire, we're safe at this level, but further down is still deeper. So there are multiple levels and multiple routes to travel around in the Neverlight Grove. There's a chance of hexes to find different routes in and out of them, and some of them may have fog and may not, depending on where you go into them from. So what you've done is just kind of given the Myconid here a safe region right at the northern part of like the highest up, closest to the surface level of the Neverlight Grove is safe from fog, but the fog itself is still being generated and pumped out from somewhere. So it hasn't gone away, it's just gone away from this area. The Elder Myconid will give you someone will just have to write this down. It's just it's like a token, almost looks like a hardened mushroom. And he explains that if you are ever in the Neverlight Grove and need to travel, you can use this to call on nearby Myconid, and if they are near, you can use this to hold it to almost like cast out your own rapport spores. If you use this beacon, it's a bit like their distress spores. It's like a SOS button. So any Myconid within, I can't remember, it's so many hundreds of feet, will be able to hear, and they will come to your aid. It'll only work in the Neverlight Grove. So if someone wants to add to their kit a Myconid SOS button,
I think it should be Von Van. He's the one with the most trip.
And most likely to remember you've got it. But yeah, so what he says is it's essentially a distress spores SOS button. If you're in the Neverlight Grove and you need the Myconid, whether that be to help travel, to get direction, to find the land, that you can use this, and it'll be like when they call out distress spores. Myconid have a link across their hive where if one of them takes damage, all of them in a nearby network feel them take damage and can come to help as part of their hive network, and they're kind of giving you a way of accessing that as, again, a thank you for giving them safe passage. So you have that to go on your travels, but it only work below ground, so they can't come above ground because they're big mushroom boys.
Okay.
Other than that, can point you on your way. So you can head further south, keeping you on that safer layer because you're going up. You're looking for a way out into the surface world rather than down deeper. The Elder will explain it's safe for you to travel at least, and you can head towards Whitewood. Is there anything else you want from my Myconid boys, or anything you want to do beforehand? Otherwise, we shall travel forward to the first hex.
Do they look like they like to be hugged?
No. I mean, they look
Do
like
they look
little
like
mushrooms.
they'd be upset if I did try?
They have no face, so you have no idea. You can just give it a go.
Could I?
Yep. Roll let me roll a dexterity saving throw.
I did a dex, yeah.
Do you try and surprise one?
No. Just thank you for all your help, and slowly, with my arms out, walk towards them.
Slowly, just
Like a wall that they can't escape from.
What is it when you're trying to
Just slowly,
when you're trying to call out an
edging-
animal and you're like, if I
No,
just
like-
get there slowly.
No, like edging towards, like making it obvious my intention, and I rolled a 15.
I don't think your intention could possibly be obvious to a bunch of mushrooms.
Well, I mean, if you move in like a metronomic way, what did you roll? Sorry, a 15.
Yeah.
Also,
Nice.
just trying to hypnotize.
She's trying to hypnotize them into, she's using the Togepi.
Friendship.
Toki. Just again. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
For fuck's sake. Oh.
Good thing you've got your little puke potion.
Certainly, because I only rolled a 7.
7.
Which some say is lucky.
You managed to get up and hug the Myconid, but they are a little bit surprised and accidentally pop out a little spoof of hallucination spores. So you, for the next minute, are technically poisoned and seeing some crazy ass colours and shit, man. You're having a wild trip. But you get to cuddle a Myconid.
As I say, did I get the hug though?
Yeah, you got the hug. I mean, it didn't hug you back because they don't really have arms, but you got the hug
Maybe
and
like
you
a
get good
little
feels
vine.
over.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, you get good feels for it, don't worry. And you got high after, so great times all round. Perfect. So you head down towards Whitewood. Whitewood is. Can everyone who would like to give me a history check? Vaughn can do it with advantage.
I won't bother, Saga would have no idea.
Oh yeah, not from
That's 14.
14.
I got a 15 for all it's worth, and I would know some stuff.
You would know, yeah, you know some
suppose.
stuff. You would have been for different reasons. So Von, you know that you You're from the other side of the river. You're from the west side rather than the east side. You know that after the border forest was created, a lot of the elves took over some of these towns and settlements and then abandoned them to go to live in the trees. Like, it didn't make sense to try and turn these would have been small villages that all of a sudden were then covered in trees. Like, trees grew everywhere around them, which meant the setup of the village didn't work anymore because there's trees everywhere. So you know that the elves tried to live on the ground to start with, and then especially on Eden, they kind of just pulled all the resources back and then set up more of these outposts. So you know that elves used to live in and around Whitewood, or at least did something with the town there before. Arta, what did you roll?
15.
15. You remember like brief conversations about the people that used to live in Whitewood, and one thing that kind of links in a little bit with Callan, in that a lot of the people that you remember him talking to, or some of the people that live in the border forest, that they don't follow the Nine Sisters. They never, all the gods that and Callan used to kind of be very open. Like, he followed Mahatmaduin, the druid god of travelers, but the idea of being a god of travelers was you're always looking after people that are unsettled and moving, and there was less reliance placed on, like, we have to follow our god and our god is the be and end all. It's like, here's a set of principles you live by. So he was pretty open with people of all different religions. You know that a lot of the people that move out the border forest, kind of backed up by L'Oreal, and what you'd seen of her burial and how she was buried, is that these borderland folk, and that originally came from the forest, didn't really follow the Nine Sisters. They didn't follow the nine gods. They had their own gods. They like pulled from a wider pantheon. And you seem to remember that some of these towns are where like temples and things used to be, and people used to talk about the beauty of some of the smaller temples they had and how they're much better than the temples that are in the cities now, blah, 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 blah. So you know that some of these ruined towns, there's a chance that you're going to bump into religious symbols and iconography and stuff that you don't recognise. And you remember Callan kind of that being part of your tutelage when you did listen, was about, we don't really care. We just, as long as people are, we just look after people that are travelling, and it doesn't matter who they follow. It's just about making sure we support people. So yeah, I'd say that you get those two pieces of information. I
obviously let everyone know that information.
You're like, guys, I remember the thing.
I know things.
Yeah.
I'm wise, just not smart.
The hell? As you follow the pathway in Neverlight Grove, as you get close to the surface, you can see where the land is cracked, where this is definitely an area where you can see shafts of light pulling down into the forest. Into the Neverlight Grove. The bright colours and the luminescence disappears as the sunlight starts to appear. You can see that the fungus that grows and the mushrooms that grow give way to more like weeds, and these they're like dark. It's almost like dead grass would be the kind of like texture and colour that it goes to, where the plants are clearly trying to grow, but they're coming out into the sun and dying in the sun. So as you get closer to the surface here, you see all this, the like vines that grow in, the mushrooms that grow in are more brittle. There's still a little bit of life in some of them, but you can see they're really struggling here. The colour drains away. There's more yellows and browns than there are blues, pinks and purples, which again indicates that you're getting kind of close. You start to smell the fresh air, and as you get close, you see that the entranceway here opens up into what looks like the remnants of some kind of courtyard or building, or there's stonework. You can see the edge of stonework here as you get kind of close to the surface. As you approach the surface, give me perception checks just to kick off.
17.
15.
26.
Oh,
So 24.
24 and 26, pretty good. As
Mine's a
you
nat 20. It should count for more.
it does, I know, something like I like him. As you creep your way up to the surface, you listen out for what's happening. You can't, you don't hear any like shuffling or movement of people. You're coming up into stone, into some kind of like courtyard or complex, but you can't hear the movement of everyone. So you feel a little bit safe as you're coming out. You hear the trees and the plants, and kind of as you poke your way up and get close to the surface, you can see that the plant life is growing out, and around you, you're in a ruin, essentially. You're in the ruin. It looks like it might have been a large courtyard. There's a few what may have been buildings, but there's nothing with roofs on anymore. Everything's crumbled. There's little bits of stonework left. Anything that may have been wood is now covered in bush. You can see that grass is growing out here. I would say, Von, you pick up as you're looking around, and it's quite like beautiful in a different way. The fresh air. You're I say deep in the forest. You're as deep in the forest as you've ever been. Von, you get the kind of memories of being back originally at home, like what it's like in the peacefulness of the forest, just hearing the leaves blow. You don't hear really any animals, which is maybe a little bit strange, but like it's a very nice, serene, like beautiful sunny day. You're in a courtyard area. The sun is down. I'd say everyone feels that. Von, you notice shapes across the edges here, like in different areas of this land, not on the stone, still within the kind of fungal growth. These pillars, and quickly you recognize that they're humanoid shape. They look like encrusted humans. And as you look around, you spot, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you look around, you quickly spot that you're probably surrounded by maybe 10 to 12 of these things. Arta, as you see Kai Von looking around, you pick up the same ones. You see a few of them have got no chest, an exposed chest cavity. So where they are humanoid in shape, there is a hole right in the center of where the chest can be. And as you look inside, you can see the remnants of bone. So these look like humanoids, with the 2 or 3 that you can see that have this explosion, this empty cavity of a chest, you can see bone inside. I'd say at that point you kind of pause, all of you, as you two have picked up this.
I say to Saga, do vampires eat hearts?
Everybody knows they eat brains.
Do we know what eats hearts? I say, sort of concerned to the group.
Women.
Yikes.
That's a no then? No one knows?
Can I make a check for that?
If you know what eats hearts.
Hearts.
Yeah, if you want. Nature check.
17.
17. You don't know anything that eats hearts, but you... on kind of like on closer inspection, this might not be an eating in, more of an eating from, like, not an eating from the outside in, eating from the inside out. The way that some of them look, it could be a bite on the inside, or it could have been an explosion from the outside.
Oh good, new fear unlocked.
Just, does it look similar to when we found like Meadow and that, when they were like
Oh, thanks for bringing that up.
breaking out of the trees and stuff like that? Was there something similar in that sort of sense?
There's something similar, yeah, in that once you notice, first off, they look like almost, they're more fungus than they are tree, but you would have originally said, like, this is just like a fungus that looks, it almost looks like a myconid in that the shape, but you can see that it's too perfectly formed like a human, and there is a human inside. So there is definitely the links there. It feels like an encrusting of a body at some point.
Are we technically in the forest now that we've come to the surface?
You are, you are currently in a town, but yes, would say that we can count all these squares as forest.
Okay. Please can I take out my map of movement memory?
Yep.
And as these guys are talking about exploding hearts and women being heartbreakers, I'm just slowly going to walk around the outside, narrating what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much detail about the explosion hearts, but more just the detail of the area, the courtyard.
Okay, yeah. So as you guys have come up, you've kind of like not crawled your way up, but you've kind of mildly hiked, shambled your way up to this area. You are still like you're on the cusp of the cave and the outside, and you're like in the fungal part still. So like the gap in this courtyard is probably like 20 foot by 30 foot wide. And you are all in the center, and these things are in the fungal, like all just spouted around you.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can get up and walk around, but just so you're aware, you're going you're in the fungus at the moment. You'd have to climb up onto the rock to go around and start looking at what's going on with the rock. But at the moment, you've kind of crawled out, and as you've come up through like a passageway, as you look out around you, you're like, cool, I can see some rocks where we'd come out here, and that's when Von and Arto have gone, hang on a minute, there's like these large pillars just spotted in different areas, but all attached to the fungal network that you guys are stood on.
I will tell the group that I'm going up.
Mm-hmm.
And I will climb up.
Okay, I want to keep an eye on surroundings because I'm a bit freaked out by chest monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, Faye, when you get out of the map, you start walking up towards. You can see there's a staircase to one side that you can. That is an easy jump up to kind of give you a bit more height and see what's going on as you pass by a few of these.
Can John also be with me?
John can also be with you. Yes. Anything the rest of you would like to do as Faye went?
So is the fungal growth like all over the floor?
Yeah.
Covering the whole.
It's covering this area. Once you get out onto the rock, it clears up a little bit. It looks like the last grafts of the Neverlight grove come into the land and then dying because the sunlight is hitting it. So it's in open air, open sunlight, and it's dying. But as part of that, these things are just plop, 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 like rooted in to this like dying fungus.
Can I get my...
Some of them don't have... Sorry, some of them don't have... A few of them have the chest blown open, but some do not have the chest blown open. So as you go around, you can see some have got this cavity and some do not have the cavity.
What was that about you said with the sunlight?
The what, sorry?
You said it's something reacted to the sunlight.
Yeah, so you're out in the open air now. So this area is just where the mushrooms have like sun sickness. So mushrooms can't survive in the sun for more than 24 hours. So this is where the Neverlight grove is growing from an underground cave into the light. Right. But because it's a plant, it still wants to grow. But you can see that where it's trying to grow out into the sun, it's just dying. So this is the edge. When you get to like the edge of this hole and it gets up onto the stone courtyard, you make that like little hop up. There's no Myconid above. There's trees and plants and growing around, but they go more woody, more leafy. The end of the mushroom is the end of this bit here. This is like the last dying bit of this mushroom that's trying to still keep growing but can't grow in the sun. And then you just notice that there's these bodies that are like entwined in it in this area.
Could I do a nature check to recall any knowledge of plants that devour bodies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 18.
18. You remember not a lot that you remember like devouring in this way of like it encrusting or exploding or eating into. But you fought a shambling mound. You know that there are plants that are carnivorous enough that they will attack and eat humanoids, whether that be humans or animals or whatever else. You know that there are plants that eat live creatures, but they normally eat, digest, and then poop out as part of the like fertilization. And there's not many you like that would encrust. This almost reminds you in some way of like a spider web. If you were to look at this in another way, it almost looks like these are cocoons of like people that have been caught like a spider would hold their lunch, but that doesn't make sense. Makes sense for a spider, doesn't make sense for a plant. So it's a bit of a strain. Like you can't quite pin on why they would be doing this. But yeah, you're doing this. I mean, you can do that in nature and stuff. But at the moment, yeah, Feywin's moving up to go in. But you can obviously investigate closer if you want. That's just for your general perception check. As you've all come up into this central hub and paused, this is what you've seen. Actually, I'd say there's another that you would recall. Not for devouring, but again for use of bodies in a plant nature would be the big stinking death pile you fought in Redvant, on the outskirts of Redvant.
Yeah.
That was
flower thing.
That was a corpse flower that used and ate and regurgitated bodies. So yeah, there are many examples you have of plants that use bodies or use bodies as food in some way, shape, or form.
But obviously, with all them, you kind of see if it is inside, you see some sort of like pulsation as well, don't you? Whereas these are just motionless. Yeah.
As you stand here, they're just these. But like I said, at the moment, bar Feywin moving, the rest of you are far enough away that you're doing this at sight. You wouldn't, for an investigation check, you'd want to get close and actually see what's going on here. You're still just seeing from the initial kind of spotted in the middle.
Whilst I'm walking around, can John be keeping an eye out to protect me, please?
Yep. Yeah.
He's a woodpecker today because we're in the forest.
He's a woodpecker, nice. So yeah, yep, Von.
I think I'm against my better judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go up to one of the ones that isn't burst open.
Yep.
Try and get a closer investigation.
I was seeing this squeals. Like
Yep.
inwardly and outwardly.
Give me investigation.
So that is 22.
22. Going straight in and pushing the button. As you get close to this thing, this humanoid frame, you can see underneath the like coverage of the fungal network that looks to be some like leather in there, some armaments, maybe some clothes that have been worn away slightly, but you can see that this definitely was a humanoid of some sort. Human, elf, you'd assume elf, maybe being in the forest. You can't fully recognize, there's not enough like coloration there, but you can see that there is armor here. There is definitely a human underneath, but something hasn't happened. And as you get close, you just hear a slight rattling, a slight movement in this body.
I will slowly edge back a bit.
Do
Nice.
I see him slowly edge away?
As you slowly edge away, you look around, and all of these bodies just start shimmering slightly and shaking slightly, as each of them across the network, a bit like Last of Us style, like it just pulses out. Feywin, a pulse from the opposite end starts as Feywin walks a little bit too close to another one as it starts to shimmy and shake. John squawks as spores go up from each of these creatures. Can you all roll initiative and roll wisdom saving throws? Which one do we want to do first?
What saving throw did you want?
Wisdom.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Do a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, 18.
Nice.
5.
5? 5
It's
fail.
against.
This is against. Let me just write fail. No, it's not against charm. It's an incapacitation.
27.
I've got 18.
Oh, okay, so only Feywin failed. Nice. Give me your initiatives.
Oh, does John need to make a save as well?
Yes, John will need to make a save as well.
I've got 15 for initiative.
We're gonna kill the bird. What did John get?
What was it again? Sorry, wisdom.
Wisdom.
10
Wow.
for John Boy.
Fail. Cool. Initiatives?
27.
You fucker. Otters is going to be high as well. You've got fucking... It's this alert feat. They got +5, cheeky fucks.
Plus 11.
21.
+11. 21.
What have I got +7?
19
Oh my sweet baby Jesus.
with my +1.
One
Fabian?
man?
One man's got 15.
12.
Wow. What a
need
lovely
new dice,
little
kids.
spread. It's the online dice.
D&D Beyond. Killing me.
So is mine.
It is killing you. Right. So.
That's
You
forgetting
are
stuff.
all... I haven't got my headphones in. Just give me a second. John. Fabian is up here.
Those noodles on the floor don't look too appetizing, do they? Oh my god, it actually is noodles because there's those little things you put in ramen, the little swirly things, and there's chilies in it as well. We're literally in a giant noodle bowl.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. I turned the light on, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I heard it's a giant noodle bowl.
Here's a giant noodle bowl. It's
Things
cool,
you put
isn't
in
it?
ramen. It's cool.
Yeah, I was going through it. I was like, no, that kind of works for exactly what I want. This was what my 8 hours of planning was just picking maps, essentially, that I can kill you with. So, why is that light not doing a good job? Why are you not doing a good job, light? I'll work out anyway, because it's going to be difficult for you guys to see who you are. So, as these things shape, only Faywin and John failed. So you are incapacitated and your speed is halved for 1 minute. You can repeat the same throw at the end of your turn. So remind me to do that. Cool. Incapacitated is bad. And half movement. Sweet. Up first, though, is Zaga.
What are all these things? These are the bodies that are shaping.
These, yeah. So you guys are here in the middle. Von has stepped forward here. What have I done with this? I think
Are these all the ones that didn't have open chests?
there are a mix of open chest and closed chest here. This is all of them. So you have 4 on the south here, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the north here, and then that one with the little flame is Von. So Von stepped forward, and as he stepped forward, seeing the shake in the chest, stepped back. They just went, and then this whole area just filled with these spores as you all rolled your saving throws. Any of the stone is 5 foot up, so you can just jump up to climb up there. It's like you're the blue kobold.
Are these things moving?
At the moment, they're just... all you've seen is the spores go off. They haven't moved yet. But all you've seen is them shake, and then it's literally just like little volcanic explosions of like poof, 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 all around you as the whole of this area just gets covered in these spores. You've rolled your saves, and this is where we're at. You haven't seen them do anything yet. The beauty of rolling a 27 on initiative.
Yeah.
Yo.
One of those ones where you don't really know what to do.
The beauty of rolling a 27 initiative.
Well, since it's the first round and we don't know what's going on and we just want to test the waters.
Mm-hmm. You gonna sit down?
Dissonant whispers on the one in front of Bonbon.
Oh, nice.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. a very big stat block. I don't know what I'm looking at. Right, magic. What do I pick? This is the dice. Wisdom. Don't have a great. That's a nat 1, baby.
Oh, awesome. Well, if it can be affected, it's 9 points of psychic damage and use its reaction to run away.
9 points of psychic. Right, I need to work out how I'm doing these. Oh my god. 4, 1, 2. 9 points of psychic. And run away. I'm going to do them all together because it makes my life easier. Yeah, because we know that it is immune to certain things, but it's still a body in there. Yeah. So as it shakes and moves, it's going to, turn and run away from you. Its reaction gone. 20. You can see it has moved 20 foot.
And then I'm going to move over to the right.
Yep.
Towards where Faywin and John are, just so we're not all bunched together.
That's 30 foot.
Yep, that's fine.
Nice.
Where did you going?
Oh shit! No, sorry. This is difficult terrain unless you've got a way of getting out difficult terrain. I was like, what am I doing with a noodle bowl? I wrote it here difficult terrain. I was like, oh yeah. So it's half. So you'll be able to get 15 foot. So you get that far. Faywin, you're on the rock, so you're fine. Otter.
Can I make a check to see if there's any kind of aberrations, anything like that that help it good and protect evil? Aberrations, celestial,
Yeah.
What would I need to roll for that?
It's likely in nature. Just to try and ascertain what they are. Maybe Arcana if you want to roll that instead.
If I can do Arcana, that would be 21.
21. These, as you see, so there's that one that Zaga fires a distant whispers off to. You see that it doesn't really make a noise. Like it doesn't moan like a creature necessarily would, but it does as it breaks and kind of pulls out from its from the fungus that's like surrounding it. It does move like a humanoid. You don't think that this is an aberration. There is like slight aberrational energy coming from it, but the creature itself is not an aberration. It moves more like an undead. It moves to you way more similarly to the creatures that came out of the corpse flower.
Okay, so where am I exactly on?
You're just dude in the middle
there. Difficult terrain. How far am I to the one to the northeast?
10 foot.
I'll go up to him.
Yeah.
I'll pull out my lightsaber.
Not allowed to call it that. It's a light sword.
It's a sun sword.
You know, well, the saber's a sword, isn't it? It's kind of sword.
Yeah, true.
But copyright in it.
Some lightsaber.
I will make an attack with it.
Nice. Are you attuned to it?
Yeah, I changed in the short rest.
Okay, good.
Is it a versatile weapon? Can you choose whether it's one or two hand?
It is that, but I'm dual wielding anyway. I rolled a 4, so that'll be 13 overall.
Doesn't hit.
I'll try another attack with it. Oh, that's better. 13, so that'd be 22 altogether.
That hits.
So that's 10 radiant.
Yep.
And if it is an undead, it would take an extra D8.
Yep, it is undead.
Okay. Why did anything to that? Wait, no, it's just so that's Another 5 radiant.
Nice. Cool. As you slash into this creature, how do we want to do? Roll me a just a d20, odds and evens. Tell me what you get.
Even.
Even. Cool. You, as you run up, you slash across this creature. You can see that it has an open cavern chest. So yeah, it just takes the damage. You can see as you slice across that you can see the bone that is in there. You can see that there is or was a humanoid creature of some sort inside here, but it is not moving or moaning like a creature. The undead is. You're pretty sure these are reanimated corpses in some way.
And does the fact that the blade is essentially sunlight have any effect on the creature?
It doesn't have any. It doesn't seem to do any more damage than you were expecting. It doesn't seem like they have any. What's the thing I'm looking for? The word?
Vulnerabilities.
That thing. What did you say? Vulnerabilities. That's the word. Vulnerabilities. Yeah.
And I will use my bonus action to use my other sword.
Mm-hmm. Boring sword. Oh, you've actually got some cool swords.
Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of my axe and go back to bow.
I want to be out. I give back my axe.
So that's a 24 to hit.
Yep.
That's just 3 slashing.
3 slashing. Nice. Thing is, still standing. Still looking good. Arta.
So did I reveal to the group that they look undead? / can I tell that they look undead?
I would say that you're all playing a great game now. After Fabian got shouted at you, you realise you really should be sharing information.
Okay. I want to move.
These things are the living dead.
I want to move north my full 15-foot movement.
Yep.
And then I want to try something that I haven't tried before. And this may or may not work. And we'll see whether it works. I could just do straight up damage because I'm in range of 7 of them. But instead, I'm going to do something else because I'm in range of 7 of them. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer, censoring the undead. Each undead you can see or hear within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it's turn for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turn creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. If it has a CR of 2 or lower, it is instantly destroyed. Can I have wisdom saving throws, please?
So each one in 30 foot of you, right?
Yep. Which is 7 of them by my count. 7 of the 8 in the north.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's the only one that can't reach is the one most right.
20, 25, 30. Yeah. Yeah.
So 7.
7.
Wisdom saving throws.
Holy shit, what's the DC for it?
16.
1, 2, 3. What's the beauty of having 15 D20s? Okay, I got 20, 18, 18, 17, and what was I got 15. What was the DC?
16.
16. So 4 passed, 3 failed.
And they never rolled that well again.
So if their CR is 2
or lower,
they're instantly destroyed.
They instantly are destroyed. So we'll.
If it's not, they have to run away from me.
That's fine. Can you roll 3 odds and even checks for me, please? D20 3 times.
What?
So roll D20 and tell me whether you got an odd or even, and then do that another 2 more times.
So I got odd, even, odd.
Nice. So as you turn undead, the ones that survive fight, 1 dies odd. 2 survives odd. It's 3 that need to go down, right? We keep the one that went away. He dies
Yeah, so if they succeed, nothing happens.
Nothing
But
happens.
if they fail,
3
their CR's less than 2, they die.
3 are obliterated as they fall. What's the wording of turn undead? As in, like, how does it say it kills them? Does it give any, like, do they just lose their inanimate status and then
It's
disappear?
instantly destroyed.
Instantly destroyed, so they just crumble into nothing. So as these 3 just like compost, like a stale bread being crumpled, just turn to dust and fall away. And as they do, from 2 of them, there are these large, almost semi-slimy tadpole-like creatures that flop out of the bodies and hit the ground and start trying to wiggle. These things are probably the size of like a small football, like an American football, maybe like a rugby ball in size. As they land, as they start squiggling towards you, you can see that they're on the board as these 2 that just as the bodies disappear, these like tadpole-like things drop and start wiggling. Nice. Anything on a bonus action?
The one that's closest to me, so probably one on the left, I'm going to use a telekinetic pull to try and push it away.
Nice. That's a
strength saving throw.
That's a 5, so that's going to fail.
But it also gets pushed 5 foot away from me.
5 foot. Nice.
Yeah, I can probably still get within range, but it's bonus action. It's really all I can do, and we've all long rested, so I don't need to heal or anything. And I've already haven't used a spell. Oh, I could have used a spell. Nah, it's fine. The only spell I can do is the sword one, and I can't be asked for the bongo drums, I should say.
The bongo drums. Cool.
Me doing cleric stuff.
3 off the board straight away. Up next are my fun guys. So they are going to. Oh, that's really interesting that happened that way. 20-foot movement. They are going to 5, 10, climb. 1 will get hit again. 5, 10. He's not going to get quite close enough. 5, 10, 15. Nice. Can't quite get you in a flanking position, Zaga, but it's always fun for you to take the first damage. As these things from the south group move first, they shamble, break their dry vines, and start kind of shambling towards your direction. Zaga, I'll do the 2 attacks against you first. As these things have they have swords and daggers that are like stuck into their own bodies that they pull out, that have been eroded and rusted. They just look like really manky, rusty blades covered in fungus, and you're going to get sepsis from this stabbing, essentially, if they hit you. First attack is 17.
It's a miss.
And the second attack is, that's a 2 on a die. So they reach out towards you, swing and miss. These things aren't super aggressive. Faywin, 2 are going to swing against you. First one's a nat 1. Second one's a 4 on a dice. Okay, that dice rolled a nat 20 and then rolled below 10 4 times in a row. As they, again, get up towards you and try and swing, but miss. You can see as they are this close to you that they are not uber dexterous or strong. They are undead beings trying their best to... they're zombies, right? They're trying to slow stab you, and they're not exactly the most martially adept fighters you've come across. Von Van, you're up. Faywin, you're on next.
I'm going to... what's the distance between who's my left?
This one?
Yeah, that one, and the other one up from it. No, sorry, distance between them. Between
between each other.
Yeah.
5 to like it would be 15 foot. Wow, they're not quite exactly 10 foot across, but yeah, between 10 and 15 foot. We can be. Do you need to be 10?
Nope, but that and then one behind him as well. So
The
distance between the 3, yeah. Well, the one with the tab, yeah. From that one to the one on the other side.
Yeah, so it's 10 between those 2 and 15 between those 2.
Okay, cool. I am going to use tidal wave across the three of them. Then.
Oh, you're going to water them. Turns them into mega beasts. Nice. So what is it? Dex?
Dex save.
Let me use the 3 dice. See if they don't go into dice jail. That's actually pretty good. 19, 17, and then I have 6.
Okay, so 2 pass. And 1 bounce. That is...
Mm.
15 bludgeoning damage on the one that failed and he's not prone.
Yep.
And 7 on the other 2.
7 on the other 2.
Would that hit the tadpole as well? I don't know. Because it's 10 foot wide.
10 foot wide, yeah, it would do, yeah. 15 and then 7. Cool. So the one that went away with the Dissonant Whispers is knocked down. Can you give me 3 luck rolls, please? Odd and even, sorry.
Uh, 2 odds, 1 even.
2 odds, 1 even. Nice. The one that was on the floor that you had originally gone to and stepped back is the one that's been knocked prone. You see the explosion as this large foot-sized tadpole explodes out up into the air, lands on the body, and then flops down in front. And then the same thing happens over Arthur. You see to the side, this one that stood there, its chest just shakes as it cracks and rips open as this like tadpole thing just fires straight through the body and flops down onto the ground, aggressive alien style, as these tadpoles land on the floor. You then said you hit one of them, right?
The one that was
one
on
was behind
the floor. Yeah, the one that's next to the box.
Cool. That one is dead. You see it get washed and just slammed into the ground.
Okay. For my bonus action, I go into Starry Form Archer, and
Yep.
in seeing that tadpole die, I'm going to fire off at the other tadpole that just burst out of the chest.
Mm-hmm.
So 19 to hit.
Yep, hits.
It's 14 radiant damage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's me this one. Nice. This one jumps out, lands, lives for 1 whole second, and then is obliterated.
A frazzled tadpole.
Poor little tadpole, you'll never become a beautiful, beautiful whatever you're going to become. Nice. Anything else?
I am going to
Hazabadi.
move as far as I can to the south east. So
15 feet,
southwest.
right? 5, 10.
Southwest. So yeah, 15.
Yeah. Sweet. Nice. Faywin, you're up.
Hello.
Hello.
Incapacitated.
You are incapacitated. That's... Oh.
Yeah.
Not to pour salt in the wounds, but I think I might have had advantage on the attacks against you.
It doesn't say advantage on the
Does it not?
which I thought was
Why?
weird. Yeah, I thought I'd check it, but it doesn't say it on there, which is weird. It makes no sense why you wouldn't have it when it
Yeah.
is on everything else. That's the same effects, but
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Yeah, you just can't take actions or reactions. Okay, cool. No, you're right. You just stand there. That's good for you,
Can I
though.
roll for getting rid of it, though?
You can roll for getting rid of it, yep.
What was it? Con?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, that's a 9 for me. John. Oh, I think John's going to get out of it. 17,
John gets out of it.
21.
Yeah. It's not a very high DC. You just failed twice. So you remain incapacitated. John, Oh, yeah, can't. Oh no. So you're incapacitated. You just can't take actions or reactions, and your speed is halved. So you could still move on your turn. You just can't take actions or reactions.
So if I move, though, there's one next to me, right? So we have a
there's two next to you.
attack.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you wanted
Oh,
to.
is he on the floor, or is he up with me?
No, he's on the floor, but he could swipe at your ankles.
He could reach.
Yeah.
It's weird, yeah, incapacitated, but you can move.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense
Wow.
at
It's
all.
almost
Makes
like
sense.
disorientated, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could move, but can't really do anything.
It's the same way that the new rules, invisible is the thing you get when you do stealth. It's like not actually invisible, but you get the invisible condition.
And it's 15-foot movement, or I've got less movement because I'm incapacitated as well.
Because you're incapacitated, it's half movement. So it's like difficult terrain anyway. You wouldn't normally have difficult terrain because you're on a stone, but you do because you're
'cause I'm not-
incapacitated.
oh.
Yeah. So it's only
Okay,
if you
I'm
want
gonna-
to move, but you will have, two creatures next to you.
Yeah. I will move, and can John fly by if one of them...
Hit
not
you?
Fly by, swoop, if one of them goes to hit me.
Yeah.
And I'll just take it, the other one.
Okay, cool. They're both going to try and hit you. One is 14, and the other one is like a 9. So
Nope.
both miss. You step away. Nice. How far do you want to move?
Just as far as I can back, please.
Yeah, you can get onto the stairs. Nice.
Thank you. And then, John will just stay next to me.
You can use your action. Oh, you can't take actions. Oh, that's a really weird one, isn't it? Because
So John just rolled out of it, so I don't know, can he take it? Because I thought it
oh
was
no, it's at the end of
our
his goes.
turn.
Is at the end of your.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. It's at the end of your turn. Yeah. So he is out of it at the end of his turn, but still had half movement. So is he staying there?
He'll come one square close to me in case anything else pops up.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. Up next are my fun guys in the north. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, one's on the floor. God damn it. Here we go. We'll move 10, let's say. 10. 15, 20. Let's play the game. 15. 5, 10, 15. Cool. So, Arta, you are in the range of 2 of them for 2 attacks. 2. This is called Dusty Sword. Such a shit name for one. That's funny. Oh my god, I rolled a 3 and an 8 on the dice. Neither of those are going to hit. And Arta. Of course, I got a fucking nat 20 against Arta. And the second one was a 17.
Misses.
Misses. Nice. So 1 hits at least. So you take. I just need cheating and roll the wrong dice. How funny! I need cheating on the wrong dice against you. How would that ever happen? 9 points of slashing, and then you feel a necrotic burn as you take another 9 points of necrotic. First time I've had to get damage dice out. And that's it. That's all there goes. So, Zaga, back round to the top. You have 2 surrounding you here. Zaga! Okay,
Yeah,
do that.
I'm thinking.
Do thinking noises, just so I know.
I should have planned this really, shouldn't I?
No. Dead bulls. That's what you wanted, to be attacked.
I think it's what Faywin wanted for.
Oh yeah, sorry, got it wrong.
Let's just Dissonant Whispers one of them again.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. That is not going to do. That's a 13, sorry.
Yeah, that's a fail. It's only level 1 though.
Mm-hmm. Which
9
one?
Psychic again.
9 psychic.
Either one.
Well, one's going to run towards Von. one's...
The one that's underneath me as I'm looking at.
Yeah. Nice. So he runs away. Can you give me an odd and even roll, please?
That is even.
Even, nice. So nothing happens. That one runs away. Otter.
Oh, I was going to...
Oh, sorry.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do anything.
No.
Fuck it.
Otter, you're up. Otter, you're up next.
I'd like to thunderstep to the two on the rock in front of Faerun.
Oh! Is that dex saves?
It's a con save.
Where do you want to land? Between them?
To the one I left, not to the ones I jumped to.
Yeah.
Is anyone else friendly going to be caught in the crossfire again?
No, I think everyone's...
When you say in between, like a step away in between?
Yeah.
Or like in melee?
In melee.
Okay. Cool. So the two you left behind, con saves?
Yeah, 16.
One's a pass, one's a fail.
See if it says anything about fail. It's half of the fail.
Yeah.
I just want me to do one dice roll for them both.
Yeah.
Easiest way, isn't it?
Yeah, that's easy. It's one spell attack.
23 full damage.
Holy shit, monkeys.
Thunder damage. So that'll be 11.
11.
For the side.
Nice. Cool. And then you land in front of these two.
There you go. That'll be me done.
Arta. You are surrounded.
Surrounded there. It looks as though there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, within 30
there's
foot.
lots within 30 foot of me, isn't there?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, 30, 5, 10, 50. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can I please have 6 con saves?
Is it? How many times can you turn undead?
I'm not doing turn undead. I'm doing destructive wave.
Oh, fair enough. I was going to say, I don't think you can do it that many times. 6 con saves?
Yep. DC 16, but there is damage if they fail.
Oh, dice. Oh, that's not a good set of dice rolls for me. Oh, no, actually, I lie. 3 pass. I got a 16, a 20, and a 22. And then I rolled some real dog shit on the other 3.
Right, that is 16 points of thunder damage for the ones that fail and 8 for the ones that succeed.
Okay.
And 16 points of radiant damage for the ones that fail and 8 points for the ones that succeed.
I was doing bits.
Yeah. 16.
I know you said that radiant do things before, but I just wanted to
Yeah.
split them up just in case. And obviously,
That's fine.
if they're immune to thunder, if they have, well, not obviously, if they have resistance to thunder, damage doesn't matter.
So it was 16, right? It was 8 and 8 was the half damage.
Ooh, hold up.
And it was full damage, right?
Hold on. No, I deleted it. Oh, I wanted to see what the blooming dice roll was because. When does it tell me what the bloody dice are?
Is it not in the log? If you did it.
Yeah, no, I found it. It doesn't matter. I've only just read if I roll a 1 for thunder, it's treated as a 2, but it's irrelevant.
Okay. Nice. So of these.
So essentially 32 if they fail, 16 if they
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, holy guacamole. Of these,
do I need to roll
he
any dice?
goes down. He goes down. And the others are still standing. Cool. Two down. Others are looking real messed up. Bits of them are falling over the place. You can see some of the uniforms and stuff that we're wearing underneath. You're blowing a lot of fungus away from these mud stickers. But yeah, two down.
A bit disappointed that's all, if I'm honest. I'm not going to go anymore.
The rest of them are all very, very low.
How? So there was 2 within range. I'm gonna try to do telekinetic push on the one next to me, so I can have a strength save.
Yep.
Because if I can knock him away, then I might be able to
11.
run a bit. That's a fail, so he gets pushed 5 foot away. And I don't imagine they've got 10 foot opportunity attack.
Reach.
If they do,
Yeah.
I don't. So then I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run back 15 foot. Not like in between, sort of, yeah, 1 diagonal and then 2 down.
Okay.
And if I get hit with opportunity attacks, then that's my fault for not realizing.
No. As you, how far do you want to go? Sorry, diagonally down.
Diagonally down 1 and then south for the remaining 2.
Nice. As you go to run, the one that was on the floor dead is going to take a swing at you as his undead fortitude or fungal fortitude brings him back to 1 hit point. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I know it's unfortunate. It's real sneaky of me. So I left him on the board. That is 6 points of slashing. Ooh, followed by 22 points of necrotic.
Jesus.
I rolled almost max on those dice.
Yeah, Raffle Storm.
Nice. That does damage, right?
Yeah.
He's got one. It goes to 1 hit point. So yeah, you raffle the storm and he is dead. The other one did not roll high enough on his con save, so I will take the dead ones off the board now. But yes, these are undead creatures. They have fungal fortitude, so when they go down, they have to roll a save. They can spring back up to 1 point.
I've been slapping cheeks this fight.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. One,
Yeah,
Big
but I'm also,
cleric all over the place.
I'm also a 3rd down on health.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of you as well. Nice. Keep my sheet nice and tidy. Cool. Up next are me fun guys in the south. 5, 10, 15, 20. Nice. He can come back to you, which is great. The other 2 are on Otter already. So we've got 4 attacks. Zaga. 20. Shit, why can't I do maths? A 20, a dirty 20, and a 21.
Sorry, what? It's 3 attacks, right?
2 attacks. A dirty 20 and a 21.
Oh, okay. I'm cutting words to dirty.
Yep.
Where the fuck is my D10? And that is a 10.
Oh, nice. So yeah, 1 misses, 1 hits. The one that hits is 5 points of slashing and only 5 points of necrotic. I rolled for against Dan. I rolled 7, 7, 8. Against Saga, I rolled 1, 1, 3.
I'll use a charge on my shield.
Ooh.
Wait, no, I can't. I just use my
You use your action already, yeah. Nice. And then the other 2 are going against Otter down here in the corner. One is miss, definitely. The other one is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
I like rolling multiple dice at once. Maybe this is the way to do it. Because when I roll 1d20, it makes me sad, but when I roll 2 and 1's good. That's 10 points of slashing. Oh, hot dice. And 17 points of necrotic.
I use my Thermic Shield to take some of the damage off.
Mm-hmm. And Von, you're up. Oh, shit. When was the end of the round? Oh, no, he's not coming for a while. It's fine. I got confused. My tadpoles are dead.
You know what? I think I'm going to do another tidal wave across that lot there. Starting from the
Top lot?
tadpole. Yeah, starting
So
from the
these 2 are
tadpole
dead. Let me remove them for confusion.
Yeah, still across those 3.
Yeah.
The tadpole and the
Yep.
other 2 behind it.
Nice. There's another tidal wave comes up. This fungus is having a great time getting watered. What are they? Con saves?
Dex save.
Dex saves. That would make more sense.
16.
2 fails and I rolled a nat 1, nat 20, and a 7. So 2 fails and a pass.
Okay, so that is 15. Yeah, 15 bludgeoning on the fail, and 7 on pass.
7 on the pass, so cool.
And the fail was a prone.
Fails a prone. So the tadpole is dead. This one goes prone. And the pass. But they both. Oh no, pass. Oh. The pass technically was enough to kill him, but they both passed their con saves. So they both get knocked down. They look dead, but you've just seen them get up from dead.
And then I'll fire off at the other tadpole with my archer. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, it hits. My poor sweet little tadpole.
That is 19 radiant.
Shut the fuck up. Do more damage than that. Another tadpole is fried before it gets to live and fight another day. Nice. There we are.
I'm going to move back a little bit more. Just to the edge of the rock.
Yep.
I don't think I've got enough to get onto the rock, have I? So.
No, you perch. Faywin.
Yeah, I'll try and do something this time, shall I?
Yeah.
16 on the con save.
That is a pass on the con save, so you are no longer incapacitated, but that was the end of your turn, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
John?
I'll get him to attack. Oh my god, John. John rolled a 2, so thank God he's got a high to hit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So that's 13 to
13's
hit.
not enough. Faywin's having a great fight.
I think he gets a second, right?
Yeah.
I've not taken one.
Yeah, you can just have him do all your attacks for you.
Come on, John. Come on, John. Oh, yeah. That's a 19 plus
Yeah.
11, so I think that's going to hit.
That hits.
Here comes the big damage, boys. That is a... Wow. That's excellent. That is a 6 damage.
6 damage. Aye, aye, aye. These ones down here are still looking pretty good. South side fungus is looking great. Nice. He's staying where he is. So it is my north side boys. They are going to be useless because they've just got to stand up and then move 10 foot. Stand up and move 10 foot. They're not going to get anywhere. And then this little dude. Actually, you can get to fucking Zaga. Yeah, boy. Zaga, how's it looking down here, baby?
Oh, fuck.
Let's go! That is a 22.
Yeah, that is.
Finally. That's 5 points of slashing. And, oh, I rolled shit again. 7 points in necrotic.
12 overall.
Yeah. That's how math happens, I think. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Let me check I've got enough alive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep. God, too many of the same ones. Nice. End of the round. The Naughty Tadpoles. So, Zaga, you are up. And so
how many of them are within 30 feet of me?
5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All of them.
How many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll attack the 5 that are closest to them. Steel Wind Strike.
Nice. Oh wow! Should you? Is that not like a bouncing thing? You're just within a 30-foot circle. You get to go.
Choose up to 5 within range. That I can
Okay,
see
yeah,
from
nice.
30 foot.
Sweet. 5 attacks.
Yeah, 5 attacks. Let's just do it on DB on this easier.
Brings back flashbacks for Atto.
First one, 23.
Yep.
Second one, 14.
Yep. Hit me to beat it.
20.
Yep.
7.
Was that 17 or 7?
17.
Yep. Sure it wasn't
And
7?
the last one will be a miss. It's an 11.
Yeah. Cool. So the 4 closest take damage.
And that damage will be 38 points of force.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't even pass the fucking con save on that. So 1, 2. Oh my god. Let me
I don't like being
check.
surrounded.
No. So these 2, all these 3 would go. 30. 1, 2, 3. It was the 4 closest, right?
Yeah.
We'll take one by otter. That makes more sense. No, I lie. I'll do it the other way because it will relieve my life. Jesus wept. Cool. 1, 2, 3, all die. These guys were at pretty hefty health. The other one was at 1 health. But yeah, the con save is a roll plus damage taken. So I can't roll above 30. So those 3 immediately die. And the 4th one will take most life off the one down here. So Arta, as you're fighting, the one that is closest to you, you just see a flash as this thing goes from looking pretty healthy to like a whole limb just being chopped off. And Zago, where do you want to reappear? Don't you have to appear somewhere from where you killed
it
them?
says I can then teleport
Oh,
to
you can.
an occupied space within 5 foot of one of the targets. I suppose, can I flank the one that's looking at Otter?
Yeah. Yeah, you can give me a little wink. As the arm and the shield just falls off from this undead. This is Zaga behind with his sword out.
I'd just say, where was this yesterday?
Fucking time. Nice. Otto, you're up.
I will attack the one flanking me then.
Yeah, that one's real fucked.
That'll be D20 to hit.
Yeah. It will definitely be dead. It's just whether it will be so dead that I can't come back.
With the additional radiant damage, because undead, that's 11 radiant damage.
11 radiant damage. Nice. It goes down. And I did not roll high enough, so that one is slain. So you've still got
attack the other
one.
one.
Yeah, this one's looking pretty healthy.
Uh, 15 to hit.
Yep.
Nine altogether.
Nine. Yep.
And I will bonus action second wind.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 24 hours since the Mordok fight. So I took the vitality potion in that fight.
No, not yet. You would have taken it. That would have been the fight. Would have been in the evening, and then you went back, slept, and then teleported here in the morning. So yeah, no, it's still within 24 hours.
And that'll be me done.
Sweet. Arta. Two incredibly weak, shambling mounds coming towards you. Well, not shambling mounds. Jesus, they're bigger.
I'll just throw my hammer at the nearest one.
Mm-hmm.
22 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Excellent. That is 12 points of thunder damage.
Nice.
And just as and extra damage, but it might do it safe, so it doesn't count. I guess that damage comes afterwards, so it's irrelevant.
Do the extra. Just give me the total on the extra damage. That'd be useful.
Okay. I need to remember how to find it. Remove those. It's an extra 1d6 thunder damage. It's a 1, but 1's become 2, so that's an extra 2 points of thunder damage.
It doesn't make a huge amount of difference. One is dead. I'll say for flavour, because these two both have so little health, that you knock this one down to 1, but it comes back because the other one had 1 health. It seems like a waste. So yeah, one you completely obliterate. The other one that is knocked down to the ground re-alives, and its chest starts to shake as you know that there is likely a tadpole to
Telekinetic
explode.
push 5 foot away.
Nice.
Can I do that when it's down?
Yeah, why not? You can push someone on the floor away.
Cool.
Didn't that happen to me when I was laying down on the boat?
I did it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Sauron's
yeah,
been
that's
on.
me done.
Saruman.
Nice and simple. There's no point using error effects.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is up. The one facing Otter. Come on, buddy. No, that's an 8 on a dice. He's going to miss. So, Von Van, you are up. You've got the one to the north there, which is shaking, awaiting a tadpole to explode, and then the one that Otter is fighting down here.
I am going to. Can I get a con save from the one at the top?
That's a nat one.
Cool, that's fine. I was going to do frostbite on it, so I guess that takes it down if it's just pop back to 1 health, right?
Yeah, that kills it. Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about rolling anything. Does the tadpole pop out of it? Or
The
not?
tadpole will be fighting to get out. The frostbite is going to do.
Can we do
Oh, yeah,
roll
it was.
frostbite damage?
Yeah, roll frostbite damage.
8 cold
8.
damage.
Oh, okay, nice. The tadpole bursts. Well, it doesn't really burst out. Crawls out and is looking incredibly weak after taking the damage. Doesn't quite die, but is very, very weak. But the fungi itself is dead.
I feel like the other's got that one sorted down there, so I'll use my archer thing on the tadpole again.
Yep.
Why me? I'm just a little tadpole.
That's a 22 to hit.
I'm a baby god. Yep, that hits. It's got 2 life. Can you do 2 life? 2 damage? What's your plus to your damage?
It's +4. So.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yes.
Cool. Tadpole, again. You're just out here killing tadpoles as it's dead. Nice. Faywin, you got a free round to
I'm in
do
the
some
fight.
stuff. There is one enemy left. Just waiting here. Don't miss.
Faywin smirks that Zaga did so much damage and feels that he learned a thing or two. And the first roll that I did was Karma because I rolled a 2, which is 13 to hit.
Which doesn't hit because it's a 14 AC.
So she was just being horrible. 21 to hit the second
Yep.
time. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. The thing is still up. John Boy's there. Anything for John Boy?
No.
Nice. Zaga,
Maybe
you're
a
up.
little poo on him.
No pooing on him. Oh, you pooed on him and he got
Just while
full
alive
health.
still.
While alive.
Dissonant Whispers.
Wisdom save. Yeah, that's going to be a fail.
And that will be 10 points of psychic.
10 points of psychic. Nice. Otto and John, do you want to make attacks as this thing moves away? There's one thing left. It has 17 HP. As it distantly whispers away, I'll let you both take attacks just to speed up the end.
Sorry, that's all. Can we do that on a Dissonant Whispers?
Technically you can, so I'm trialing. I want to see how painful it is.
19 to hit from
Yeah, 19 hits. It's more than just as one on the board with 17 HP and just kill it. Kill it.
Yeah, I can go first.
He did 8 points of damage.
Yep. 9 points left. Whack away, Jim.
I rolled a 19.
90, yep.
And yeah, I did like 15 radiant damage.
Yeah, nice. As you take down this last... Oh, yeah, fucking 200 dice. As this last one drops down, as this, the sunsword pierces through the chest, you see one last worm trying to scream its way out as it gets taken with the sunsword that's there. As you see this tadpole kind of reach out and fall down and die. As all the zombies and tadpoles are dead.
I want to collect a couple of tadpoles.
Yeah? Crazy you want to do that. Yeah, so you go and you zapped like 5 of them, 6 of them maybe. So you can quite easily go and collect up the carapaces. These are live. You can see of the bodies that were there, as you look inside, you can make out from the damage you've done that these undead fungi created things were elves. They look to be wood elves, look to likely be either scouts that are out or definitely residents of Eden. If someone wants to, they can give me medicine checks for the bodies, and then you can collect and ask whatever questions you want on the tadpoles. Like I say, these tadpoles are they're like boot or foot size. These were clearly the things that were living inside and then bursting out of these creatures and look like tadpoles. They have big, open, mouthy, like almost like a sandworm style, huge mouth, and these small arms at the front that start to collect and move forward.
I'm guessing Faye will know Arta better medicine than I am.
I think
Or even-
Arthur will be.
Or even.
I am very medicine focused, yeah. Medicine. Would you like
Come on, Dr.
medicine?
Arthur. Go and have a look at the bodies.
Could you please medicine?
Do the medicine, please.
That is a 22 examining the bodies.
That is a 22. You can see with a 22 examining the bodies. Yeah, definitely were elves. Don't look to have been. Well, obviously they're dead, so that wasn't good. But when you look at their bodies, they don't have any of the disease that you had seen on the Death Bloom elves, the ones that were taken over Redvant, the ones that you find in Redvant. They had this aura, this stench. They had this yellowing, greening of the skin. These wood elves look. Don't have that. They look. At least they didn't have that disease that were in there. They look like their bodies have been like drained of moisture, though. A lot of them look. Their skin is very taut and dry, and you probably guess that they were killed like many weeks ago, and have been they're just the way that their skin is like leathering. The moisture's been sucked out. That these bodies were being fed on for a fair few weeks.
Obviously, relay this to the rest of the group.
Oh, that's weird. Bye.
That should just be assumed at this point,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I feel like I need to make it clear
This
every
is-
single
it's
time,
nice to make it
particularly when
clear.
I'm doing it.
Can I do 2 things with tadpole? Can I do a nature check on it to kind of ascertain if it's similar to what we saw before with the tadpoles? And also, can I take out the tadpole in the glass vial that I've got and see if that reacts to seeing the dead tadpoles in any kind of way?
Yeah. So, give me a nature check.
What's the crap roll? It's an 11.
11. They look like big. They're definitely bigger than the tadpole that you have in the glass vial. Like a lot bigger. There are some similarities though, but they definitely don't look like the same thing. But they're like both tadpoles. Roll wasn't very good. They're definitely not the same, but they definitely could be of like the same ilk, the same place of existence. They don't look so dissimilar. And then you take the tadpole out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing with it? The tadpole is dormant. We know what to do to wake it up. It doesn't immediately, as you get the tadpole out with this dead tadpole here, it doesn't wake up and be like, my brother, no, you slain him in battle, you bastard. It remains dormant in the...
I don't particularly want to drop any blood into it to wake it up, to be honest, so I'll just put it back away.
Yeah, you've also, because you've got the live one, you've never... That would kind of make sense. All you have of that tadpole is what you remember from seeing them, and then your interaction. So like dropping the blood in to wake up and all that. But you've never, for a nature check, you've never dissected it in a way that like Bo would probably like to ascertain like the material it's made of, like how its digestion works. So that kind of flows into your poor roll. You are going, does this tadpole look the same as my tadpole? It's like it's a bit fucking bigger. But they look kind of the same because they're tadpoles. Like, that's the much you got in terms of its origin or like its where it comes from, what it might grow into, what it's there for. No.
Okay.
Sweet. But yeah, you've got one. You've got a dead one as a sample, so you can definitely pick it up. But yeah, these bodies clearly have been looked at, fed. Arthur has seen that these bodies were captured, have been fed on for weeks, and clearly at some point these creatures have burst out of them, creating these tadpoles.
My medicine check. Can I work out how they got in there? Ooh. Do I have any indication of how they got there, or is that going to be stuff that I wouldn't know at this point? I can only see kind of what caused the deaths with the medicine check. It's fine if I can't. It was just more, I want to just pose it.
You... Potentially. Let me just quickly read a thing. I gotta read a thing because I can't remember exactly. But potentially. Ooh. Hold for 1 second.
Please hold.
You find... Yeah, there's a good question. You find... Your medicine was like 20 something as well, wasn't it?
It was 22.
You find on these bodies that they have like their cause of original death. One or two of them you've like carved up enough and cleaned enough of the kind of fungal residue around the outside to see that they had deep claw marks. Not like swords, not like stabs, not weapons. This looked like animal claw, like big slashes across their bodies. And you can see that some of them, where they've healed as if they're infected, as if the claw is either given them a disease or like turn. You can see that the claws, the damage that was done to these bodies obviously killed them in the end, but it doesn't necessarily look like the claws themselves might have been the final blow. It could well have been that the claws had some kind of disease on them, some kind of poison on them. There's something that you can see where they've kind of the scar tissue is healed, or the wounds have healed a little. That there's like residue of rot and disease of the flesh here. So they were killed by an animal, some kind of animal attack, some kind of claw attack, and that claw potentially was a disease or an infection or like left a parasite that turned into something. So you could well see that this is an extreme version of like maggots on dead bodies,
rabies, etc.
Yeah.
Von Van, do you recognise these claws? I'm not very good with animals, you see.
And I do a nature check to see if I recognise the claws.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 16.
Nothing so odd about them. They look like very sharp claws. You try and look at the placing of them. You can see that the claws are, there's 3 claws. The marks is like the Wolverine 3, so you know it's a creature with 3, but then there's many creatures that have 3 fingers rather than 4 fingers, so nothing really screams out. There's nothing abnormal about the claw marks themselves, other than that they are strong. Like, they are deep incisions. This is not like a dog scratch. This is like more akin to what you'd see from a bear or a displacer beast, like something that attacks and it's got a lot of power behind it because it's a deep laceration. But I suppose you'd see the markings of them. The split of the fingers is that of a large creature. I'll give you that.
Okay, I will relay that.
As seeing him kind of contemplate what's going on, I say to the rest of the group, make sure you don't get scratched by anything with big claws. And then I think about it for a second, and then I kind of almost give Zaga the side eye. Only quickly, hoping he doesn't notice.
Nice. So you can, you can now make your way back onto the rocks. You can get up into the temple area itself, have a look at what is in Whitewood. It is ruins as you kind of get up to where Faywin was before all these spores go off, and you look around. It is just the ruins and breaks of buildings here. You do seem to be in some kind of communal square, but it is just the size that you had in that battle map there. It's only like probably 60 foot by 100 and something foot, and there's a few buildings around the outside. Looks like Whitewood was a very small town or small village, but had some really nice stonework and some ornate. This area clearly had a lot of love put into it to create this nice central square, which just looks odd. It's a bit like I Am Legend apocalypse wise. There's just overgrowth and trees everywhere, and then also where the border forest was come through and been created, there are trees propping up all over the place where they would not normally have been trees here. The border forest was created by drawing magic and essentially creating a forest, which meant trees just popped up wherever they needed to pop up and started growing anywhere there was space. So there's no placement. It's a bit like people have just put random trees. You've held down a paintbrush in The Sims and put trees everywhere without actually thinking about the placement of them. It's a very weird place to be in. This kind of, again, no sound of animals or like a lot of living life around you, but the actual place itself, very peaceful, very serene, very nice. Nice square. You could imagine it would have been a very nice place to live pre the border forest being created. And I think that's a good place to stop. So we'll pick up there. So you're in your first hex on the border forest. So I'll work out a way of sharing the map and giving you a way of plotting or working out where you want to go next. But essentially, movement between the hexes is the best way to go from here. We know just north of Whitewood is Jenny the Hag's place, if that was on the cards. I can't think why it would be. So yeah, you are not far from there. Each hex will be about a part of a day's worth of travel, so you'll be doing a hex per day, and then obviously we've got rest and stuff to take in part of that. But we are now into the blooming forest. Oh my god, bloody crazy. So many questions. Sweet. We'll see you next week. Ta-ta, farewell.
Nipples.
No!